Hi, it's Ryan from, where am I? Knights Around the Table. Oh my god, it's in the middle of the screen. Sound off if you're in chat. Welcome, thank you for joining me. Look what I've got on the table today. It's a game called Terra Mystica, and this is the new solo mode that they added to, see, okay, so Terra Mystica is a game, and there's a base version of the game, and then they came out with an expansion called Fire and Ice. And then they came out with a second expansion called Merchants of the Somethings Seas, I guess, something like that. Some with boats in it. I haven't opened it yet. Still in shrink on my shelf. And then they announced that they were doing a big box, and the big box was going to contain a solo mode. And I was like, oh no, that sucks because I don't want to rebuy the whole thing. I already own the base game and both expansions. So what am I going to do? And then I found out that they were releasing this completely separately. Let me just check and make sure that we can hear me. Can we hear me? I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can actually see what you're saying in the chat. I ask you to sound off and then I completely ignore you. I've never played / seen this game, says Varys, but I've heard a lot about it. I look forward to this play. Oh, good. Oh, I sound great. Thank you so much, Varys. Great. FM Sensei. Hi, Ryan. I loved your run through on the dungeon building game. Well, thank you so much. Dungeon building game. Which one was that? There were, like in the board game milieu, that doesn't really narrow it down, does it? There's so many dungeon building games. Great, so they came out with this as a separate thing. So if you're a schmo like me and you already have the base game and the 2 expansions for Terra Mystica, then you can just pick this up separately, which is what I did. So the very first thing to know, I'd love to know, by the way, if you're in chat, if you have played this game, if you like this game, if you're interested in checking out what the solo does. Hopefully that's your situation because you're here right now. So things to know. This is Automa Factory or Automa Factory. I don't know how to pronounce that because it's an Italian word. They remind you in the rule book every single time you buy something from them. This is the branch off company that did the solo mode for viticulture. And the reason they call themselves Automa and they called the bot Automa is that's the Italian word for automaton. Now, I always have to mention this when I talk about these guys because that makes sense, right? Viticulture takes place in Italy. They went and grabbed the Italian word for automaton, and then they called themselves Automa Factory. They called their bot Automa. That's cool. And then they kind of hire themselves out. So any board game publisher who wants a solo mode developed for their game, but they don't necessarily want to do it themselves, they can hire these guys, and they'll design the solo mode for them. What doesn't make sense to me is when other publishers and other developers develop their bot and they call it an Automa, because what's the connection? Like, are you developing a bot for viticulture? Are you Italian? Like, probably not. Like, it's weird that we already have a word in English for that, and it's automaton. So call it automaton. You have no reason to use their word. It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, that's the first thing I wanted to point out. Just a little nit to pick. Second thing I wanted to point out is if you're planning on playing this solo, we'll get to what this pink card is in a second, but if you're, and what these numbers are, if you're planning on playing this solo, you gotta know that board game developers are increasingly disrespectful of the amount of table space that we have to play with. So this is not a small affair. What we have here is the main board. You can see most of it, and I'm actually gonna be able to switch camera views so we can see the top right of the board and the bottom right of the board. So just check out the little map in the top left of your screen, and you'll see sort of what location we are on the board. Well, that's the main board, and then we also have like your player board, so that's what that looks like, and then we have this whole other board. Oh look, software update will be auto installed. Thank you very much, phone I've never used. I'm using this new phone that I've never used before on the stream, and I've obviously forgotten to quell the notifications. Anyway, here to support you. I don't play much solo, says FemSets. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. So you got this whole separate thing. So basically, like, I can reach my arms out and almost touch all of the components, and I've got this is like a 4-camera setup. So you're definitely going to need some space if you want to play Terra Mystica, either solo or with multiple players. So this isn't the kind of thing that you can bust out on an airplane or a car trip. So that you should know. What is this pink card all about? Well, these are notes to myself. I went over the rules. I haven't played it solo yet, so that, you know, you're flying blind with me. So this is a card that I left for myself with notes on how to actually set it up. I didn't go through full setup because I wanted you to see kind of what it takes to set it all up. Pandasaurus, says Varys, rolls a danger die before publishing a game. If it comes up bad, you lose another 3 square foot of space. That's exactly it. Pandasaurus, but it's weird that you're calling those guys out because so many publishers are doing it. I was like, how big do you think my house is? Not that big. So this list of instructions, here's what you got to do. You set the board up per usual. Normally in a game of Terra Mystica, you have these scoring tiles that you kind of place randomly. I think there are 9 of them. You placed 6 of them. In the solo mode, there are different ones. So you flip those out, and they're double-sided. So let me just jump down there to show you. They're double-sided, so you kind of like deal them out, probably from the top down, I think you're supposed to go, and they show you whether they're supposed to be, as you deal them out, on the bottom half of the thing or the top half of the thing, right? So when you deal one out, if you deal one out to this slot, and it's like, oh, that's supposed to be bottom half, then I'll flip it so it's top half. Kind of get how that goes. So you put them all down here like that, Shazam, and just like in the base game, you're supposed to cover up this because it's not, but you get a new tile for that. So that doesn't come into play at the end of the last round. That's all that's doing is just covering that up to let you know. Everything else is set up. So you got all these ready to cover up here. You get your board all set up as usual. Off camera, you can't see it, but I've got all the pieces for the bot over there. And you just take 2 of the bot settlements, the little housey pieces, and you chuck them back in the box. That's what you're told to do. The next thing that you got to do is you have to place your first settlement. And in placing your first settlement, you know, this is kind of an advantage you have, you know where the bot is gonna go because you have this little card here. So we're going to draw, okay, this is the bot deck right here. So we're gonna draw a card from there, and depending on some letters on the card, that's going to show where the bot settlements are going to go. So you kind of like get a sense of, I think it always places the A. So the bot is always, and the bot, by the way, I should say this too. You get a bunch of different factions to pick for the bot. The bot doesn't always play the same faction. So I've already chosen the easiest one called the Simpletons because I'm chicken and because I've never done this before. And patron of the site, Comrade Boris, has already played this 3 times, so I was hitting him up for advice. And he's like, oh, you picked your faction? I said, yeah, I picked the Simpletons. He's like, well, they're maybe too simple. And I thought, man, Comrade Boris has never streamed a board game. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't understand the whole dance. I'm the Wizard of Oz. I'm pulling, I'm pulling chords and I've got foot pedals going on. It's like manipulating an organ. I feel like Prince. With his like 9 million synthesizers all over the table. So I went with the simplest one, So Sue Me. The other thing that you got to do is you got to pick a difficulty mode for your bot. So there are a few different cards, and I chose the easiest one again. Shut up. But there's like a little thing across the top showing you how difficult it is. So in the easiest one, it does a couple of things. There are a few, we're going to be flipping over cards from this deck that determine what the bot's going to do. I should catch up to what you're saying in chat. Hey Ryan. Oh, hey Board Game Garden. Thanks so much for joining us. Hey Auberon. I liked your Merchants of the Dark Road video. Wow. Oh, you're talking to Board Game Garden. I was like, I didn't do a Merchants of the Dark Road video, so there. Great. But the Board Game Gardens video. Oh, good. Good. We're all friends here. We're going to be flipping over cards from this deck. I might as well give you a preview of what some of them look like. They look like mega hairy complicated at first. Hopefully I'll be able to break that down for you and make it a little bit more simple. But we're going to be flipping these over, and every once in a while it'll just be like the bot gets points, just gets straight up points. And so the bot gets X points. So when you're looking at these cards and deciding the difficulty level of the bot, the higher the difficulty, the more X is going to equal. So notice that in the simplest difficulty, whenever X happens, the bot gets 0 points. So haha, take that, sucker. The other thing that happens is, depending on the round you're on, the bot's shipping level increases. And if you know the game, shipping level means that you're able to skip over water spaces and expand your empire a bit better. This is sort of a economic management empire expansion kind of game. I don't know how much to explain. I don't know who's played and who hasn't, but I'm not going to give a full rules teach. I do have a the very thorough how to play Terra Mystica. I'm going to say Terraforming Mars a couple times during the stream, I know it. How to play Terra Mystica video on the site. So that's what that difficulty level does. And then you get a stack of, and I wish it was nearby so I could grab, just forward a little bit. this is what the little box looks like. So I'll just grab this deck of, what are they called? Different factions that the bot can play. So I chose the simpletons, but you also have the cuddlers. Aren't they cute? The druids, and the difference between them, just like any faction, they get different head starts on the track. There's this track over here, this cult track. So there's a cult of fire, cult of water, cult of earth, cult of air, and you're going to be using your priests to move your marker up those cult tracks, and that's one of the two main scoring dealies in the game. So we got the colors, we got the druids, we got the racelings, which are pretty cool. They look like the mystics from the Dark Crystal, don't they? Except a little bit more streamlined, I think. You got the wanderers, the mimics, who can transform into houses, I guess, the power mongers, the symbionts 1 and the symbionts 2, and the blight and the blight 2, the gnomes, and they have some sort of, I didn't even look into the gnomes and what they did. So you got all these factions that you can choose from, and the way that plays out is some of these faction cards that you flip over when the faction gets to do its thing are going to have an icon on them. Let me just see if I can find one here. Like this one. When you hit this, it means that the faction is going to do its faction thing. So the simpletons, the one I chose, its faction thing is to terraform and place a settlement. But you can see that the other factions do all kinds of different stuff. Well, they're mostly terraforming and placing a settlement, but they also like get a point, and they're going up on the cult track, and they're doing all kinds of awful nonsense that, you know, solo bots do. We're going to go with the simpletons for now. I'm going to try not to lean on anything going on. Oh, here we go. What's happening? Oh yeah, so Rogers, thank you for mentioning the Rogers thing. Man, I choose the worst times to stream. I haven't streamed in forever, and I thought, oh, I'll stream today. And then my wife Cheryl's like, oh, did you know Rogers is out for the entire country? I'm like, oh my God, cool. So Rogers is one of our two monopolistic, and it's weird to say monopolistic if there are two of them, but generally we have basically two internet providers across Canada, and that's one of them, and they provide internet for like everybody. So they provide internet for merchants, so you apparently can't get gas at Costco right now because Rogers is down. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm not with Rogers, I'm with Bell. I'm with the other guys. Rogers is causing minor havoc for my clients today, says Auberon. Yeah, I can imagine. It's been a pain. You're currently watching with my data. Oh, well, thank you, Boardgy Garden. So Auberon says, mimic houses is way smarter than mimic treasure chests. I would think so, because a mimic house, you walk in that door and you're devoured right there. Instead of a treasure chest that you can chase around the dungeon floor and you can just hit that with, anyway, whatever. The caloric requirements of the chest version must be very low. They can just sit waiting for a victim. Yeah, but what about the house, man? It's much larger body. Does it just have to voraciously keep luring people to eat them? I don't know. This is a weird convo. First time chat from Roger Buttlinger. The sound is clipping a little bit. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn that down just a tad. We'll go 5, and then let me know. 5. Let me know if it's still clipping even after that adjustment. Great. Legends DMX is excited about Jenna. Well, okay, so I think we've set the stage for that, what you're doing. So you have, so far, chosen a faction. I've chosen the simpletons. I was going to say that I'm going to try to keep my nose out of the rule book as much as possible for this playthrough, but I will lean very heavily on these cheat sheets. So these describe all of the actions that the bot gets to do, and they're double-sided. And I should say, by the way, this is playable if you're going to use fire and ice, or if you want to use Merchants of the I forget what the expansion. What is it called? Merchants of the Seas. There's so many games with merchants in the title. Man, oh man. So there's a whole bot action if you're playing with that expansion. I'm not playing with that expansion today because I thought I'd keep it as simple as humanly possible. Auberon says, I'm picturing ghosts. Back to the house conversation. I'm picturing ghost villages. Whole families of house mimics wandering and setting down in the night as a new neighborhood on the edge of towns. People just looking for a home to move in. I mean, that's one way to solve the housing crisis, isn't it? Just reduce the number of people who are looking for houses because they got eaten by them. Penny says, thank you. You guys are having a conversation with apart from me. That's fine. Carry on. Great, so you get these, and the reason I'm going to be leaning on these, I was going to say pretty heavily, is because this is all, look at all this. This is hard to commit to memory. But essentially, the way it works is the way a lot of these bots work is you have, like, computer programming style fall-through logic. So if this, then that, else if this, and then a fall-through at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to be sticking to those pretty closely. Next thing you have to do for setup is you have to, right, so you're going to place your first settlement. So let me grab mine off my board. You grab them from the left to the right. Is that not refreshing? Oh my goodness, what's going on? We can't even see that camera. I swear I'm moving my hand in front of it. Let me just give it a little refresh here. Bizarre. Properties, hello. Go. Oh, you know what? This is terrible. What I might have to do, I accidentally unplugged it just before I started streaming and I plugged it back in. But I worry I might need an OBS refresh to make it happen. Oh, shoot. Is that the truth? Hold on. Let's try deactivating it and activating it. Does that work? Yes. Now, of course, the focus is all off. Let me just fix this real quick here. Configure video. The colors are all wonky. This is what I like to do with focus. Focus, autofocus, focus, focus. That looks awful. Thank you for your patience, everyone. There, that looks nice. And my colors are wacky. Sorry, I get weird about colors. I just want everything to match. It's fine. You know what? We can deal with it like that, can't we? But at least we can see what's going on. So what I was saying was I'm going to take my first settlement, which comes from the left. Comes from the left, doesn't it? Yes. Comes from the left. And I'm going to put it on here, and I know that the bad guy is going to put a settlement right here. So I have to determine where I'm going to put my first one, and then we're going to put both of the bad guy settlements on the board somewhere. OBS brings much needed entropy to streams, ain't that the truth? Do you have any pets, Ryan? Asks the Board Game Garden. Certainly I do, and unfortunately I threw a stream 2 streams ago in the garbage because I took it down immediately after posting because I thought, man, I don't know if anything I said was, I was opening a pirate game, and then for some reason I got on the topic of some unsavory things that pirates did that didn't quite make it into the cultural pirate zeitgeist. And I thought that none of that is good. So, but on that stream, my daughter Cassie brought Hedgerson the Hedgehog into the stream, which was a very exciting visit for all involved. If you caught that stream, you won't see it ever again. It got deleted. It's lost to time. But yeah, we have Hedgerson the Hedgehog, and then we have Gimli the hamster. He's a teddy bear hamster, and we have Niffler, the also teddy bear hamster, and then we're fostering a hamster for this woman who went to visit her sick father, I think, in South America, something like that. So we have foster hamster, and then we have 2 cats named Pippin and Ripley, and you can see Pippin and Ripley in my How to Play Cat Lady video, the one that I did in drag. They're crawling all over the table through most of it. So I'm going to put this down. I did give this some thought before the stream. Let me just see, when you're deciding where to put your... And I'm not going to pretend that I'm good at this game at all. But when you're deciding where to put your first settlement, you have to kind of pay attention to the cost of terraforming. So this is what I like. I like the red stuff, the red mountains, and I can easily terraform those into sand or into, I guess those are hills or clay hills, sand or mountains, so gray or yellow. So anything close to gray or yellow is going to be more hospitable to me. And the giant's ability is to use 2 spades to transform anything into red clay hills. Okay, so knowing that, what did I say? Gray or yellow? I'm thinking this might be an okay place to go, but I'm thinking I might want to just snuggie right up to here, because this is another thing that I've been doing as I'm playing. I'm really paying attention to this, to the round scoring. So the way that this works is each round on the left, there's some sort of perk or benefit for doing something that gets you like bonus points. And if you can configure your strategy around what's going on here, you can pick up a lot of extra points that the other guy's not going to get, or the other players if you're playing multiplayer. So these are randomly dealt, and depending on how they get out, it can be more or less challenging to accomplish this. So generally what you're doing is early in the game, you're going to be building settlements. So notice that both of these that reward you for building settlements are kind of, oh, I've got them flipped the wrong way. That's why that was difficult. There we go. That's it's the same thing on the other side. They're supposed to be up here like this. But okay, my point holds. These tiles that are giving me bonus points for placing settlements are happening later in the game. We go from the bottom up. So that's challenging and interesting. That's going to be fun. But I'm looking really at this thing, this bonus 5 points for building a town. And that surprises me. That's supposed to be in the bottom of the grouping. That's challenging. That's really challenging to get to, but I kind of want to try it. You know what I'm saying? I want to get there. So I'm wondering if I should, tell me if you think this is a bad idea, if I should place my first one there, and then the bad guy will place their 2 settlements, and then place my second one there, and see if I can, that's going to be, oh, actually, it's only 2 spades, but spades cost me. You got to pay for spades in order to terraform, and it costs 3 peoples, and I only have 3 peoples. So I would need 6 peoples in order to terraform anything into, and then more to actually build the settlement. Oh boy. You guys are all, well, I can't keep up. Whoa. So many pets. I love that. Thanks, Board Game Guy. You've got pets too, I assume? If you're asking about pets, you got to have pets. Does this game have asymmetrical factions, or is everyone giants? Great question, Varys. I forgot to mention that. Again, I don't know how much to say and not say based on what people's familiarity with it is. But there are, I think, there's a whole scat of factions that you get, and you get to pick one, but there's different, it's an interesting game because it's kind of like, it's almost like a living rule book. So they put the game out, and then I think they were one of the early adopters of Board Game Arena, or at least an online version of the game. And so what they did was they voraciously tracked stats for how people were playing the game and what kind of scores they were getting based on the different factions they were playing. And then based on that, they went and modified the game. So now, one of the things I wanted to point out, by the way, is that this is how the scores start. So depending on the faction, what they did was they played a bunch of games and they thought, oh wow, like it's harder to win the game with the giants than it is with the fakers, for example. So we're going, and that's just an example. I don't know if that's bona fide. So we're going to give the giants a score advantage right off the top of the game, and the fakers a disadvantage. So normally in the base game, right in the beginning of the rule book, it says everybody starts at 20 points, and we're going to start the bot off at 20 points. But if you're playing the giant, you start at 25 points. You get a slight advantage because the giants win less often. Isn't that interesting? Let me hide that for the moment. So yeah, there are a ton of factions, and then the other neat thing is that a year ago they had a contest for people to submit like fan-created factions, and they went and hired their artist, and they did the boards all up, and those are available. I think you can find them on Board Game Geek and download the PDFs, and you can print those out and play those fan factions. Or I just played a game recently on Board Game Arena where they have all the fan factions available. So I played the Cashdala fan faction, which was renamed from Gold Diggers. Anyway, Cashdala, the whole deal with the faction is they get a ton of money and they can basically buy their way through the game. And I did fairly well. I think I got second place in that game, so that was kind of neat. But everyone was kind of getting their footing and learning those fan factions. So I think that eventually they're going to publish those fan factions, so you'll be able to buy them. Of course, why not? Charge us money. Take my money. So yeah, that's the idea. There's a ton of factions. And Fire and Ice adds more factions, and I haven't seen what the Merchants of the adds because I haven't opened it yet. It's in Shrink. I don't think it adds more factions. I think it adds another mechanic. Great. Whoops, it says Time Roller. What I missed, Time Roller? Ryan's Cat Lady video is one of my favorite family faves. We stuck some of the sound effects he used on there for our game soundboard. Yeah, that video didn't do so well. You're an outlier enjoying that one. I played Last Will last night, says Auberon, and definitely took my horse, did it twice. That game is awesome. Last Will rules. If you haven't played Last Will, it's great. It's based on, this is not this game, hold on, slight diversion. It's based on Brewster's Millions, which is a book, and they did a Richard Pryor movie contemporarily in the 80s, set in the 80s, based on this 1800s book about somebody whose rich uncle or something dies and wills him a small sum of money, and if he's able to spend that small sum of money, it's a big sum of money, it's like $1 million or something, adjusted for inflation, I don't know. As long as he spends that, he inherits this massive fortune. But there are rules about how he has to spend it. There's a time limit, and he can't spend it on any capital gains, so he can't keep anything that he spends the money on. So it's just this mad dash to blow all this cash is really cool. So in the game, you basically, you're buying real estate and then trashing it and just like ruining the house so that you can sell it at like a loss. And then you're like going on boat rides, but then you lose more money if you like the more extravagant, ridiculous they are. So you can take your horse on a boat. It's hilarious. It's a great game. Cool. All right. Here we go. So yeah, I think I'm going to go there. And then to determine where the bad guy goes, we shuffle up this deck. We're still only at like step 2 of this this note card I left for myself. So we shuffle up the bot deck. I refuse to say the A word any longer. And we draw a card. And there are different areas of the card that we have to pay attention to at different times. And right now we're paying attention to this one, A and C. So I'm going to grab 2 settlements, A and C, and then we refer to this card. And this depends on the map that you're using. So the different versions of the game give you different maps. We're using the base map. So A is right here, so we're going to put it there. And C is da-da-da-da-da. Looks like CNF. This is CNF. So C is down here. Great. So here and here. And then the other thing it says is A gets a power disc. Well, here they are. So what they're doing with these power discs is they are differentiating between kind of like 2 different settlements. And some of the cards will tell you to do things to the settlement with the power discs on it, and some won't. And there are certain moves that the bot can make that kind of like try to bring the 2 settlements closer together, because there's a whole priority thing that's really going to trip me up and make me afraid and make me kill the stream in the middle of it. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go, but if past streams are any indication, it's going to be a fun ride. Great. Okay, so then I get to place my second settlement. So back here on my board, I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to go over here and place here. I don't know if that's a terrible idea. Again, tell me in chat if you think that's a terrible. Last Will and Prodigals Club have definitely been on my list. They look great. They are great. I haven't played Prodigals Club yet, but I really hope that CGA deigns to flip me a copy. That would be really nice of them. There's supposed to be a way to play those games together. There is. I think it's like those YouTube videos where it's like, you know, every time Michael Jackson goes, ooh, it speeds up. Or yeah, every time he grabs his crotch, we play the entirety of A League of Their Own, the movie. It's like that. Like every time you make a move, you play a full game of Last Will, and then you go back. It's not quite that, but it's something like that. Anyway, Last Will just came back into print, I guess. Is that what the deal is? Is that why it's back in the talk? It showed up at my friendly local game store last Tuesday. I'm grabbing the expansion when it comes in this week. What's the expansion? We're not talking Prodigals Club. Is there like a different expansion, or are you talking about Prodigals Club? It was fast too, says Auberon. Yeah, it's only about an hour and a half to play. You played your first learning game in 1 hour. Yeah, it's good. It scratches a great itch. Has anyone played both? Which one is better? Why not both? Why not get them both? The next thing that we do to set up for this game is we have to weed out all the cards. They've all got numbers in the bottom right. So we have to find the ones that say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. There's 4. There's 3. There's 2. Good shuffling job, Ryan. And there's ones that are for the expansion with the boats on them that I think we don't need. So get out of the deck. And there's 1. Just make sure they don't have any more boats in here. No more boats. So I just want to make sure that I've got the right numbers here. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Cool. And I think I do skip the boats. So shuffle these up. I'm on a budget, Ryan. Aren't we all, Board Game Garden? Aren't we all? I'm headed to Gen Con shortly. Talk about a budget. It's for business, but I worry that I'm going to spend more than I'll ever make trying to convince publishers to buy my how to play videos. So the next thing we do is, depending on the difficulty level of the bot you're using, you take X cards out of this pile of the 5. So with the difficulty level that I'm on, I take out number 3 and I put it down on the top of the deck over here. You can't see it, it's off camera. Put it down on the top of the deck. I put that over here. And then this is the active deck now of the cards that we're going to use for the first round of the bot's turn. So this I know. The next thing that we do, okay, so that's the bot's active deck ready to go. Next thing we do is we take these guys. The reason I have a number 5 on it is to remind me that you're just supposed to shuffle these up and sort of like, I'm gonna close my eyes and pick 5 of them. So I'm gonna go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My eyes are still closed. And I'm going to lay them out like this one, this one, this one, this one, and that one's at the end. Okay, here they are. So these ones get chucked. You're only dealing with these for the whole game. And there's a bunch of these that come in the game. I think there's 9 of them. So for this bot mode, we pick 5. And then the bad guy gets the first one. Did I plan out a camera angle for these? Where am I going to put these? Oh my God. Oh my God, I got no room to put these. I'm going to put them, I'm going to put them down, geez, I don't even know. I'm going to put them down below the cult track. Just, you'll have to trust me that they're there. I'll figure out another way to put them on the board. You know what? I don't think that too much is going to happen at the bottom right of this board, so I'm going to put them like down here. Put them down here. I'll be amazed if either of us expand over to this, but we'll do that way. And then I get to pick one. I get to pick one. And the one that I'm going to pick is going to be... I don't fully know my faction's powers that well. I know that I can spend 2 spades to terraform into anything into what I want it to be. I get power for building my sanctuary, and I get a free, basically, double spade terraform action for doing that. My trading houses are cheaper than most factions. They only cost 2 people and $3 or $6 if they're not next to, adjacent to a bad guy's stuff. 1 and 2, I think that's standard for the settlements. 2 people and 5 money for the temples. For the sanctuary, 4 and 6. I'll explain in a bit what the sanctuaries do. I think this is the big cost. I think increasing my spade ratio so that it's cheaper for me to terraform things. It's 2 people, $5, and a priest. So I really want to get priests because I really want to increase that. So priests would be good. Unfortunately, though, we did not draw the bonus tile that just gives you a priest. So this is out. I don't need this at all. Another person, power. Bonuses for laying down trading houses, money. I don't really need money that much either. I think of all these, I think this is the bonus tile I'm gonna, sorry, I'm in the wrong angle. This is the bonus tile I'm gonna pick. So yes, and the rest of them we'll just stick right here. Oh, getting sacked right is the last will expansion. Thank you. Is this another expansion to the game? How much can I see ads? Are we talking about this one, or are we talking about Last Will? I've lost the plot. Good luck, says the Board Game Garden. I'm going to Breakout Con. Board Game Garden, you're in Canada, right? You got to be if you're going to Breakout Con. I'm going to Breakout Con too. We should meet at Breakout Con. Totally. Thankfully, it'll be pretty easy not to buy much. Man, you know what? I got a press pass for Breakout Con because I'm going to try to do some coverage. Really, between us, hopefully they're not watching, but I'm going to be basically testing out my equipment so that I can make sure that it works for Gen Con. So I'm going to be trying to do, it's cool. I got like a little like interview microphone so I can do like streeter segments. Going to give that all a whirl at Breakout Con. But Breakout Con, this is what I was going to say. I'm going to press, but I am going to avail myself of the auction. So they do this auction. Hopefully your local con does a similar kind of thing because they're very, very good. You take all the stuff that you don't want anymore and you bring it to the auction. And an auction is a misnomer. It works a bit differently. You set 3 prices, right? So this is the game. I'll go 40 bucks and then 30 bucks and 15 bucks or whatever. You pick it, right? And then it all goes in a big room, and then the bell chimes at noon, and anybody can buy anything in the room for that top price. And then after a few hours, they ring, I don't know if they actually ring a physical bell, but the price drops to the second tier that people have set on their stuff. And then late in the day, it drops down to the third tier, and people can buy the cheapest price. So you just go at the end of the day, and any of your stuff that moved, you pick up the cash and you go home. And if you didn't sell stuff, then you got to take these sad story games back with you in the car. So that's how it works. That's on Saturday at Breakout Con. This, by the way, is the biggest board game conference that we've got going in the whole Toronto area. So that's happening this weekend, starting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to attend Friday and Saturday because I've got the Boardgy coming up starting on Sunday. What is the Boardgy, you ask? Well, I've mentioned this to a few other people. It is our name for, we have some close friends who we vacation with every year, and we used to camp. And then it was kind of like, I don't know, the older you get, the less exciting camping gets, because it's like, I don't know how long I want to spend outdoors in the cold and rain getting bit by mosquitoes and bears and things up here in the wilds of Canada. So we thought, like, what's more suited to, what do we like to do? And so we thought, we should just get an Airbnb somewhere in the woods and then just go and just play board games the entire time. We'll have a table, we'll have running water and toilets we can use. We'll just play board games, and then the kids can amuse themselves. So that's what we did last year. Now, we made a few mistakes. We got an Airbnb in like the middle of a swamp. We called it Swamp Cottage. And it was like, there were so many bugs, and it was not super hospitable. And then the kids were like super mega bored. We're just sitting there board gaming like all day long till our eyes fall out of our faces, and the poor kids were just like numb with boredom. So this year we thought, okay, what would be even better than that? Forget woods. Like, we're not even leaving the house anyway. Who cares what's on the outside of it? Let's go like suburbs. Let's get a place in the suburbs. It doesn't even matter. But what does matter is something for the kids to do. So we thought we'd get an Airbnb that has a pool in the backyard situated so that we can sit at the board game table and look out of the window at the pool. So we could casually supervise. The children they're okay. They're going to be fine. Nobody's going to drown, hopefully. Man, I hope nobody drowns. So we're going to go back and please capture that and save that so that you can show the authorities later. Anyway, that's what we're doing. So we're going to be playing board games while we can supervise the kids sort of in the pool, and they can have a good time too. That's the Boardgy, and that's starting on Sunday. Cool idea, right? Hopefully you can organize your own Boardgy. You should totally get the Underwater Cities expansion only for the dual layer boards. I agree, and I did, and I did just for those boards. I haven't even played the expansion part of it. They've got a whole extra thing going on, some sort of museum or gallery. I don't know. I haven't played it. Great. Oh yes, we might be playing that tonight. Underwater Cities. I'm very excited. Yes. I should mention our sponsor, water. Have you tried this stuff? It's scrumptious. Great. Speaking, you reminded me when you said water. There's a bit of a learning curve to Underwater Cities. Agree. Somebody's got a video out, I'm sure. Cough. I hear there's a very good how to play. Oh yeah, by some guy. There it is. You did it, so I don't have to. Great. Great. Are we playing this game or what? What's even happening? I feel bad for the people who are watching Nights Around a Table stream for the first time. They're like, when is he going to play the game? So here's what we do. We take this. I'm a little bit nervous. That's why I'm kind of avoiding playing the game. We take this deck and we shuffle it. Then you take the bottom two cards and you turn them 90 degrees clockwise. Why is that? Well, there are symbols on the cards that tell the bot to pass. And if you flip one of these cards and it has the pass symbol on it, then the bot passes. Otherwise, the bot goes through all four cards in the round. You take turns alternating. You go first, the bot goes second. So I'm going to put these cards down here. I get first moves. So we're going to do the income phase. And the income phase really only matters for me. So because the bot has all the bot's stuff. So what do I get? Well, I took this bonus card. So I get 3 power. 1, 2, 3. I like to think of that as magic, but somebody pointed out to me on my video kind of angrily, actually, I have to say. They're like, nowhere in the rule book does that say that that's magic. It always calls that power. Like the person was getting mad that I was calling it magic, I think. And it's like it's like they were upset that I would suggest that a game that was filled with mythical races has some sort of magical element. A game called Terra Mystica has magic in it. Anyway, I like to think of that as magic. They're in bowls. You're moving magic around bowls. Give me a break. It's magic. Cool. So I take that. And do I have any other income? Why, yes, I have 2 people as an income. Anything else? I don't see any other hands. Oh, and 1 person on the card as well. Great. So now I have, look at that. I have the 6 that I need to terraform something. And I have a big whack of money. And I have no priests, but I'd like some. And what is the scoring thing for this round? You get 3 points for any trading house that you build. So it seems like it's a good idea to build a trading house. What else is going on? For every 4 moves up the water cult track, which is over here, bagoosh, you get, and I already have one little, oh no, I don't. I'm not brown, I'm red. I'm at 0 on the water cult track. Okay. So it means that for every 4 moves you got on the water cult track, you get another spade. So that's not going to happen, but definitely I can make good on some of these points. Cool. This is bad. My control app is crashing right now. Board Game Garden, I was trying to sell you on this touch portal app. Don't do it. Here, let me just restart it. It's a cheap alternative to what's it called? The Elgato Stream Deck. Okay. Okay, here we go. Decisions. I think, did I get everything right? Draw it. Shuffle the active deck. Draw 2. Yeah, I will in a second. Great. Okay, we can get rid of this card. That's all the setup stuff you got to do. Now you're playing. Now you're playing. Now I'm nervous. Okay, so I think what I would like to do is I would like to build one of these guys. So I have to pay 3 dudes and $3, and the reason I'm only paying $3 and not the full $6 is because I am building it fadoink. I'm building it adjacent to somebody else's stuff. So if you build one of these trading houses and it's not adjacent to somebody else's stuff, you pay the full money, but I'm only paying the half money. So I'm going to take that. And this is an interesting game because you take stuff off. It has what I call peekaboo powers. And please, when I die, the one legacy I'd like to leave behind is to get a mechanic entered into Board Game Geek called peekaboo powers that describes this kind of thing. So stuff that you get to do is covered up, and as you build things, it's uncovered. But the interesting thing about this is there's always a trade-off. I built a trading house, and so I have to replace it with that piece and put this piece back. And in putting this piece back, I cover up this piece of income. Excuse me. I cover up this piece of income, and I reveal this piece of income for next round. So next round, I'm going to get 1 power and 2 money, but I'm losing the income of 1 person. I think it's really interesting. Isn't that cool? That's really cool. I don't know if I've seen that in too many other games. Maybe, possibly Eclipse. Maybe. I haven't played Eclipse in so gosh darn long time. Oh, you did end up getting a Stream Deck. You're tempted because it was like $200 I could have spent on games. Right now, do you like the Stream Deck? You got to tell me. You must tell me. Here we are. So that was my move, and now we're going to do the bot thing. Let me just bring these cards over here. So to do the bot thing, I'm kind of nervous. We flip 1 card over here to the right, and we flip the next card over here. Okay, so you're only paying attention to the sheet that's formed in the middle of these 2 cards. When we're finished, we're going to move this one over and we're going to flip another one out. Okay, so the bot's basically doing 4 things this round. So here we go. I'm going to ride these cards pretty hard. And you bomb down the card and do all the stuff that the card says. So the first thing that the bot is going to do is going to cover up one of these power things down here at the bottom. That this is what you can spend your power to get little extra perks on, the purple stuff. So the bot's going to remove one of those options for us. Now, this is where I have to refer to the card to figure out which thing it's going to remove, because I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's read together, shall we? So the bot is only going to do this as long as there's at least one power action without an action token. And yes, all of them are open right now. Valid power actions. So these are all valid for checking. The tiebreaker is directional selection. So what you do is you look at the arrow at what it's pointing at, and it's pointing at this. So this means that in reverse English reading order, so from the bottom going right and going like reverse English would be like like a zigzag like that, whereas normal English, thank you for the subscription, Warp Justice, normal English would be this way. I don't have my earpiece in, but I'm going to put it in so I can hear that sort of stuff. Normal English would be going this way, and reverse English would be going this way. You see what I was talking about? Bottom to top, right to left. Let me put my earpiece in and I will continue explaining. Do 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 do. It's been a bit for me in Eclipse also, but yes, you move cubes and it unlocks higher income. Right, but does it do the thing where as you buy more stuff, like this might be unique to Terra Mystica, as you buy more stuff, you are recovering things? I don't know if Eclipse does that. It would make sense if Eclipse, like, you know, you buy stuff, you uncover stuff, and powers are revealed. But it might be unique to Terra Mystica that as you buy more things, you recover stuff that you'd gained earlier. I think that's really unique and interesting about it. So it wants us to go in reverse English 3 spots. Of the valid stuff. So that's 1, 2, 3. Cover that up, and that's what the bot does on its turn. And then it also gets X victory points. And what is X? Well, you have to refer to the bot's difficulty card here. X is 0. X is going to remain 0 for the entirety of the game, so the bot gets 0 points. And I think that's all the bot does. Whew, kind of breaking a sweat here. They represent population and cost you more. So when you pull them back or lose territory, it would fill those back in again. Oh, Auberon, yeah, you're just talking about the Terra Mystica mechanic. The Stream Deck has been amazing. So many things to do with it. Oh, I agree. Yeah, it looks nice for rich people. I'm just kidding. So Cheryl's like, oh yeah, we should tar the driveway. You know, it costs $130. And I was like, I know, it's weird how like $200 seems a lot in certain buckets of your budget, but not in others. Any equipment I buy seems like an extravagance. I was really excited to be getting this wireless mic to cover these conventions on Amazon affiliate points that I earned by selling xanthelasma cream for people to burn their xanthelasma off their eyes. If you follow the channel, you know. Here we go. But man, spend $200 of my own money on it? Forget it. Great, that was the bot's turn, now it's my turn. So we're gonna put this card over here, and I don't know if I get to see what the bot gets to do next, so we'll just leave it there. My turn. Oh, and I forgot to take 3 points. So down here, because I built a trading house, I get 3 points. You can't see it, it's off the screen, but I'm going to boink, boink, boink. Great. 28 to 20, take that, simpletons. Cool. What am I gonna do with my turn? I mean, I could turn the other thing into, I think I overpaid people for one thing. I overpaid people. I should have 4 people. I could turn the other thing into a trading house. And that would give me power and money next round, and it would give me points right now. The problem with doing that, though, is that I would be depriving myself of people for the next round quite dramatically. Really, what I really want to do is get a priest so I can get to this terraforming situation. Because I don't know if it's going to happen. Like, I don't know. Can you get a town that fast? Let me explain what you have to do to get a town. So all of the different structures that you can build, these are settlements. Settlements upgrade to trading houses. Trading houses upgrade to either temples, temples or your stronghold. One of the common strategies in the game is to get all the way up to your stronghold as early as possible because it gives you some big perk or advantage. Oh, I was going to say this is a one-time perk. This isn't a one-time perk. Oh my gosh. That's every single round. I can cover this up with one of these tokens and just basically terraform something for free. That's, okay, now I'm going to gun for that. Forget about it. Oh, thank goodness I have the people to do it. And I have, yes, I have everything. Okay, so I got the 4 people. I'm going to pay those. And I'm going to pay the 2 for $6 to do it. And take my sanctuary back here. I'm going to replace this. Bad guy gets nothing because we don't, usually when you build adjacently to somebody else on the board, that person gets power according to the strength of their buildings. Right, I was going to explain towns. So building strength. So now I have to put this here, so I won't be getting that income next round. Building strength, anything along this row gets is a power of 1. Anything along this row is a power of 2. Anything along this row is a power of 3. So in order to found a town, you need to have a cluster of buildings that is a power of X or more. What is the number? 7? I might have you tell me in chat if you know the game very well. It's a number of X, and it has to be at least 4 structures. And when you build up to building your sanctuary, it only has to be 3 structures in order to build a town. But what does a town do for you? Well, tons of stuff. You get to choose one of these town tiles, and they get you a different number of points, and they get you a perk on the bottom. So the more points you take, the crappier the perk, and the better the perk, the fewer points you get at the top. The other thing that it lets you do is as you're moving your little marker up these cult tracks, this is a race, and this matters more when you're playing multiplayer, but notice how there's a spot at the top of all the tracks. Multiple people can occupy the same space going up these tracks, but only one person can be in the Holy of Holies up at the top with the big 10 points. And in order to enter one of those 10-point rooms, you have to have a key that you get from building a town. So it's a race to get to the top, and then maybe only one person can squeeze in there. So I think that's going to matter a little bit more in a multiplayer game than it will in a solo game. But there are things that the bot does in order to move those markers up the cult track. Definitely nowhere close to Rich. I'm with you, man. High five on that. I mean, you make board game videos. It should be obvious. Great. I don't know. Some people are doing quite well. I endeavor to be one of those people. Eventually, anon, we'll get there. Great, so I upgraded to my sanctuary, and so instantly for upgrading to a sanctuary, I get 4 power. The way the power works is you always have to slide it from the dimmest bowl to the middle bowl. So 1, 2, and now I'm owed 2, and it goes, once the dimmest bowl is empty, you start going from the medium bowl and you go into the superpower. And now that that's in there, now that it's in the brightest bowl, that power is ready to spend on stuff. And what can you spend power on? Well, it's all down here. Remember, the bot just covered up one of these things, but you can spend your power and move it into the dimmest bowl in order to buy a bridge, which I'll explain later. You get a priest, you get a couple of people, you get a number of spades in order to terraform more stuff into your biome in order to build on it. I'm not allowed to build on any of these things because they're not red clay mountains, and the giants only want to live in red clay mountains. Great, great, great. So that was my turn. I'm pretty happy about that, and I think that I can relinquish it to the bad guy. I was going to say I can use that power immediately, but I can't. Great. So the bad guy, I'm going to draw another card from the bad guy's deck, and it goes to the left of the card that we already have out. So again, we're looking for this little thing right here. So the bad guy does its special faction power. And what is that special faction power? The faction action is to upgrade a terraform and settle, and also get 2 points. I'm going to forget about the 2 points. So let's just put the 2 points on the board now. Simpletons get 22 points. So this bit, let's refer to the card together, shall we? Okay. So the bot has at least, so the condition, the bot has at least 1 dwelling to place. Yes, the bot has 4 dwellings to place right now. Valid spaces, so all empty terrain spaces are valid, this means within range of any marked structure, and the marked ones are the ones with the purple power tokens on it. Okay, so it's going to be within range of that development. And then the tiebreaker, so a bunch of things are tied right now because any terrain within range of this thing is this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, so the tiebreakers. Faction action tiebreaker, if built by faction action and the faction has one. I don't see any tiebreaker on the faction action, so we fall through to the next piece of logic. The bot's terrain priority. So the terrain priority is on this card right here. Let me get that score out of the way for you. So the bot wants to go, which terrain priority? You've got a top row and a bottom row, A and B, and the card says terrain priority B. Okay, so terrain priority B, they want to go from brown to black. So that means that the winner is this one. Does that make sense? Hopefully, maybe. So the bot is going to terraform this and put this one down. Great. And that is all the bot gets to do. I think we did it. So we put this on here for the bot's next action. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Great. Oh, Omelet's not here in chat, so I'm not being corrected every 3 seconds on things I'm doing wrong. Hopefully I'm not doing anything too terribly wrong. It's the circle of life. Make a video about games, get income, spend on games, repeat. Yes, until death. But what a wonderful ride. Not picturing Ryan staying on a curb, holding Wild Serengeti above his head while Circle of Life plays. There's that. You can Photoshop that if you like. Great. Here we go. It's my turn. I think I'm out of stuff. I've got $5. I don't think I can do anything with just $5. But I can use this action in Terraform. I should say, here's a card showing all of the things that you get to do on your turn. So at the top, you can terraform and put a settlement on, optionally, which is what or these are both optional. You can either terraform and put a settlement on, or you can just put a settlement on something you're allowed to put it on, or you can just terraform something. The second one is you can pay to increase your shipping. Third one is you can pay to increase your spade ratio. Next one is to buy a building and upgrade something to something else. The next one, so you can take a priest and pick a track and then put the priest in any one of these circles and move your marker up that many circles or that many spaces on the track. And notice there are power prizes for doing that along those tracks as well. So back to this. That's what putting a priest does. This one is spend power on one of those power actions across the bottom of the board that I showed you. This is the one that I'm about to do. So if you have any of these octagons showing on any of your bonus cards or any of the favor tiles that I'm going to talk about in a sec, then you can cover those up and take the power. And the last one is passing, which I'm about to do. But then I realized I can do this. So I'm going to cover that puppy up, which allows me 2 spades, and we notice that the special giant power over here is 2 spades to terraform anything into the Smoky Hills of Tennessee. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to, so it's got to be adjacent to something I've already got on the board. And because I guess everything cost me 2 spades, so right off the top of the game when I was kind of trying to puzzle it out, it doesn't really matter. What matters is kind of like cutting off the bad guy. It's going to be one of these two. I don't know. Let's do this one. No, that's not Terraform and Build. That's just straight up Terraform. So that's all I get to do there is just do that. And now it's back to the bad guy. So the bad guy's last card is this one. Notice on either of these last 2 cards, if there had been a pass action up here, the bad guy would have passed, but there was no pass action. I'm glad I'm checking that now. So this is what the bad guy is going to do on this turn. All this stuff, anything applicable. So can the bad guy upgrade is the very first thing. I believe yes. So the condition, the bad guy can perform an upgrade. Yes, I think so. Valid structures, any structure that the bad guy can upgrade, and there are 3 structures that the bad guy can upgrade. Okay, fine. So far so good. So the tiebreaker, there are 3 structures. If the bad guy has a trading house available, no, so skip that. giving you as little power as possible. So giving me as little power as possible would be this one or this one. So there's still two things in contention. So we still need a tiebreaker to decide between those two. It would give me power if it was adjacent to me. And then this last one is directional selection. So the directional selection that this is pointing to is reverse English 2. So here's how that works. I think I've got this. So you go from the bottom right of the board, da 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 1. So you count the valid things. So these two things are both valid. So brrr, 1, brrr, brrr, 2 is the other valid one. This isn't valid because it's a race between the things that give me the least amount of power. So it's this one. This one's the one that's going to be upgraded. Hopefully I'm explaining that correctly. Okay. So to execute it, replace the chosen structure with the highest power value structure it can be legally upgraded to, which in this case is a trading house. So I'm going to take the settlement out and I'm going to put the trading house down. And that is the bot's action for, oh yeah, and then the bot gets X points. Oh, sorry, we got to do these two things first. Here we go. This is a new one to me, so I gotta, let's look at the card together. So, take a favor tile. Oh God, seriously? The game is in round 5 or 6. Skip, so no, you don't get a favor tile. Nice try. The next one, so that's not going to happen until much later in the game. Next one is the bot earns X points, and depending on your difficulty, in this difficulty, the bot earns 0 points, and that's it for the bot. So that is the box action completely done. Now it's back to my turn, and I'm going to take one of my actions to pass. So when you pass, you have to take the bonus tile that you grabbed off the top of the game. They call this a card, which is kind of weird because it's on, I don't know, it's a tile. It's a tile to me. You take it and I'm going to put it down here. So I get to pick a different one. And the one that I want to pick is probably going to be the one that gives me people because I'm down a people. $6. I have $5. I think I'm okay for money. So I'm going to take this one. Cool. And that's my turn. And now the bot, since the bot is out of cards, now the bot has to pass. And in passing, I'm going to see if I can get all this stuff correct. Transform and build. Take back. Okay. In passing, here's what happens with the bot. Oh, I might have to stick my nose in the book. In passing, the bot's bonus tile goes back. Oh, you know what I didn't do? That's hard, actually. So what you're supposed to do with these tiles is they were laid out at the beginning of the game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You with me? And I just took this from here, I believe. So they were laid out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I forget where this one was at the beginning of the game. Was it on the right edge? Let's just say it was on the right edge. So what you have to do when you pass is to put the tile in the same place as the place that you took it from? No, that can't be. That cannot be. Excuse me, friends. Let me just dip into the rule book real quick because I want to make sure that I'm getting this right. Same position as the card you just took. Oh, thank goodness. So yeah, so I just took this one, so it goes here. And the bot, we look up here to see which one the bot's going to take. So the bot's going to take the one on the rightmost. So, okay, that makes way more sense. I thought you had to, like, even though the tiles weren't on the table, like figure out which one's in slot number 4 and 5. That's kind of silly. So the bot is going to take the one on the end and put the one that it had here. Great. Okay, cool. So the bot has an extra shipping this round. I don't know if that'll matter, but we'll see. Okay, cool. And then we pay down the ones that didn't get chosen with $1, which is just this one. The bot doesn't get that money if the bot takes that tile, by the way. Cool. And then down here in the bottom right, the bot earns 3 points for building that trading house. So let's get the bot. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Now we look at the extra scoring stuff. Everybody who has at least 4 up on the water track gets a free spade, but nope, the bot is at 1 and I'm at 0 on that track, so that's not going to happen. And the bot just straight up gets 3 points. Is that true? Is that for every... Sorry, I might have to check that one as well. Is that for every spot it's up on the water track, or is that just the bot just gets 3 points? I don't know. The bot just gains a fixed number of victory points. All right, okay, so the bot gets 3 points. Ouch. So from 25 to 20. So now we're at 28 even. Even Stevens with the bot. And then the next thing you do is you take this tile and just take it like right off the board. That's what they want you to do. Okay, cool. How's this going? Is it going okay? I don't know. If you're watching this and you were interested in this product, would you be like, yes, I know how it works now? Or are you still uncertain like me? Grand. The next thing we have to do is put this card in here, and then a new card comes off the top of the list of cards that the bot has access to. And if you remember, we weeded out cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we stuck 3 back on top. So now number 3 is going into the active deck for the bot. So that means that the bot will potentially have another action this coming round. So we'll shuffle these up. I hate shuffling like 0 cards. It's really difficult. I'm not looking. This game looks primed for some sort of fancy insert, doesn't it though? I haven't looked into the inserts. I don't know what the big box comes with insert wise, but I know for certain that you can't fit everything, the expansions into the base box. The base box stuff barely fits into the base box, so I'd be interested to see what people have worked out for it. I don't know. Dip out to Thingiverse and report back and let me know what you discover. Great, round 2. Moving right along. One thing that you can't see because it's off camera and I can't fit everything is this is something that you get in the first expansion, Fire and Ice. So I was the first to pass, and then the bot was the second to pass, and then you slide everything over to know who's in turn order next. In the base game, you just went around, whoever passed first got this extremely goofy and totally not thematically appropriate, like nerdy looking pawn. This looks like something out of like a Parker Brothers game. I just thought it was surprising. In the base game, whoever passes first gets this, and then you go clockwise from that player. But then, like I say, this game kind of evolves as people play it, and it's got a really rabid fan base. So let's say that the bad guy had passed first. He'd slide the bad guy up here, and then I passed second, and then for the next round, this is the turn order. So that's a really handy thing to have, and there's little tokens for all the different races. They don't have them for all the bot races, so I just used a brownish one to represent the simpletons. But that's the turn order for this round. So I go first, next, and it's income time. So let's take a look at what I get for income. For income, I get 2 dudes, which are represented by white cubes. Oh, you know what? I took this. Did I take this too early? I think I took that too early. I think I only get the power at income time. The tile I took, the bonus tile, gets me another dude. So I'll take that. And I don't have any trading houses, so I don't get any money. But this gets refreshed. And I think that's everything. So 3 guys and 5 money. It's not a lot to work with. Terra Mystica scares me, says the board game. Why is that, Board Game Garden? Why does it scare you? It's probably because I'm not doing a very good job of explaining how to play as I play, because I thought for some reason that everybody who hopped on this stream would be like, oh, Terra Mystica, he's doing everything wrong. I've played a million games of this. Chomp a cigar, chomp a cigar. Great. My turn. I think that it is incumbent upon me. Well, we have to check out what this round's scoring does. So this is the round that you can get 5 big old points for putting a town together. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it might. Hold on, wait. Could it possibly happen? So to found a town, I got the number wrong. Let me just double check. I want to make sure that I have the number of the town correct. Founding a town. Founding a town. In order to found a town, you need X number of things. Again, scream it out in the chat if you know. Founding a town requirements. 4 structures directly adjacent to each other. A power value of at least 7. Is that what I said earlier? Now, one of the most confusing things about the game is that they have this concept of, there's 2 different kinds of adjacency. There's direct adjacency and there's indirect adjacency. So this is where this whole shipping thing comes in. So these 2 structures are directly adjacent. Their hexes share an edge, they're touching. These 2 are directly adjacent. Cool, so that's how direct adjacency works. If this settlement was right here, it would not be directly adjacent to this settlement because there's water in between it, right? One of the powers that you can do, spend your power on at the bottom to earn the ability, is to build a bridge in order to make these 2 things directly adjacent. However, there is also a concept of indirect adjacency. So you have this thing on your board, this shipping level. Right now my shipping level is 0. But if you pay, in my case, and it's different per faction, if you pay a priest and 4 money, you're able to start sliding this up and up and up. So let's say that I had this, in addition to earning points, I have a shipping level of 1. So over here on the board, what that means is that if I don't want to start taking my pieces off the board. Let's say the bot has a shipping level of 1. Well, now these 2 things, you got a shipping level of 1, you're able to skip over water and start building there. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you're founding a town, it's only direct adjacency that matters. So only bridges and actual shared edges of the hexes. So what I would need to do in order to found a town, and power level of 7, remember power level of 7, and we need 4 structures. I think I might be able to do this. So if I had, my sanctuary is going to give me 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I wouldn't be able to do it this round, would I? Darn. So I don't think I can do it because I only have $5 and 3 people. And it would take $4 and 2 people in order to build 2 settlements over here, and I could use my power in order to terraform this. So that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'd be 1 building power level short of being able to found a town. Drat. And I don't have enough to get up to sanctuary level, which requires there to be only 3 structures, but still 7 power. So I don't think I could do it. But man, would that be glorious. But I think what I can do, I think I should still kind of like gun for that anyway. I think that would be a good thing to do and to have. So what I'm going to do, or wait, hold on, looking forward, the next round you get a big 5 points for building either your sanctuary or your stronghold, or both. So I could build my sanctuary. And what would that cost me? Well, that would cost me, I'm adjacent to the bad guy, so it would cost me $3 and 2 people in order to upgrade to a trading house. And then it would cost me, so it'd be a total of $8 and 4 people. $8 and 4 people to get up to here. Ooh, I don't even know if I can do that next round. That'd be challenging. So I don't know if I should do this whole fill in this gap, but the risk is that the bad guy fills in this gap and cuts me off. Huh. Hey, Rysora. Is there any bot for TM Solo or what? Well, thank you for joining us. Yeah, we're just playing through the brand new, or fairly new, I think it's been out for about a month and a half now, the new bot they released for the big box, and they have it as a separate product that you can buy if you already own all the stuff and don't want to buy the big box. So that's what I'm playing through right now. So I just have to make a decision, and then if you stick around for a second, you can see how the bot works and what the bot does. So, one thing I forgot to do is this gets a power because it's part of the power settlement or area. Great, okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to spend 1 person and $2 in order to build a settlement right here, and that'll be my turn. So now, is that Rai? How do you pronounce your handle? It's hard. Ryusora, I'm going to say, and if I'm wrong, please correct me in chat. Here's what the bot does. So we shuffled up these cards. You draw a card from the bot deck and then draw another card from the bot deck. Excuse me. Here we go. So there's 1, there's 2, and they create a picture. So you ignore everything except what's in the picture right here. And the bot does a list of things. So the very first thing the bot's going to do is upgrade. And there's sort of like a fall through conditional thing for every move it gets to make. And for those, I have to refer to the instructions. So condition, the bot can perform an upgrade. Check, yes. So the bot's going to do this. Valid structures, any structure that the bot can upgrade. What are the structures the bot can upgrade? You can upgrade this one, and this one. So all 3 are valid. The next conditional thing, if the bot has a trading house available, does the bot have a trading house available? Yes, okay. So the bot dwellings adjacent to any of your structures. Otherwise, any structure. If Automa has a trading house available, Automa dwellings adjacent to any of your structures. Yeah, so I think it's otherwise any structure that... I think it's this one. No, a dwelling. This is a dwelling. So this is what it wants to do. Oh, if it has a dwelling, I'm sorry, not on the board. If it has a dwelling available, means that over here on the side where I'm keeping all the bot's pieces, yes, look, it has 3 trading houses available to upgrade to. That's what it's talking about. So if the bot has a trading house available, yes, check. Then what it wants to upgrade is any dwelling adjacent to any of your structures. So there's only 1 dwelling adjacent to one of my structures, and it's this one. So this is the one that it's going to upgrade. So we're going to take this off the board and put a trading house down, giving you as little power as possible. So now here's how the power thing works. Again, I might have to check the old rule book because I always forget how this works. So if somebody upgrades something next to your stuff, you look at the power of your stuff, and the power of my stuff, again, going back here to the board, I've got a stronghold adjacent, so that's a 3 power thing, and I have a dwelling adjacent, so that's 1 power, so 4 power total. So I stand to gain 4 power for this, but in order to do that, I have to lose a certain number of victory points. And the number of victory points I have to lose, I think, is the power I stand to gain -1. I'm going to go with that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. So I could gain 4 power and lose 3 points. Auberon says, I have some sparkly, semi-translucent purple filament that would make amazing power tokens. Ooh, yeah. But they're not magic. Remember, it's power, not magic. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to take that. I think that's pretty good. So that means that my score goes down. What am I getting? 4 power. My score goes down by 3. Oops, I did the bad guy. Ooh, that was a close one. So let me just put my token down. And I'm going to gain, what did I say, 4 power. 1, 2, 3, 4, giving me stuff that I can buy from the bottom of the board down here. Very nice. Okay, so that was the bad guy. That's not quite the whole bad guy's turn. The other stuff the bad guy does, this only happens in the last 2 rounds, so we're going to skip this, and the bad guy gets X points. And Ryusora, you pick a different difficulty level for the bot off the top of the game, and there's an X equals Y number of points whenever this happens. And because I'm on the easiest difficulty level, the bot earns 0 points for that. So skip it, and we put this card over here. Great. So that's how the bot plays. And now it's back to my turn, the thinky part of the game. So what did I say? I kind of want to get up to sanctuary level so that I can make good on, because I won't be able to found a town this round. It's not going to happen. But it's possible that I could get up to sanctuary level next. So let me just do a little bit of accounting and make sure that I can do it. So I would need to, spend all my money to upgrade this thing to a trading house, and that would give me, next round, I would get 2 people, which is exactly what I would need. And how much money? Only 2 money. That's a problem, isn't it? I would have 2 money out of the 5 needed. But if I pass earlier than the bad guy, I'm going to be able to snatch this bonus tile and collect $7. So I think that's a pretty decent way to do things. So let's do that. So I'm going to pay 2 people. This is the price I'm looking at here, and $3. And the reason it's 3, excuse me, and not 6 is because I'm building this trading house adjacently to the bad guy. So I'm upgrading that, and I'm putting this house back here, and that'll give me, yeah, $2 next round. So I definitely need that bonus tile to give me the money. So that's my turn, and the bad guy doesn't do the whole power thing. So we're going to draw another card for the bad guy. The bad guy does its special power, its faction action, and the faction action for the bad guy is to upgrade and settle a dwelling. So look at the card. Thank God for these cards, man. I'm glad I don't have my head in the rule book, but it's basically the same thing. So do you have at least 1 dwelling to transform? Yes, you do. You've got 1 right here. So with the valid spaces, this is the only valid space. Cool. Oh, but it says, so it says it wants it to happen on one of the power areas, and the power areas are these ones right here, and there's no dwelling in the power areas. So, let's see what happens. If no marked structures, the marked ones are the ones with the power discs on them. If no marked structures are adjacent, directly or indirectly, to unmarked structure. Oh, that's if that symbol shows up. So what happens if, I don't know how to resolve this then. Valid spaces. So if this is showing, otherwise, so it has at least 1 dwelling place, it does. Otherwise perform upgrade. I think it might be performing upgrade. Hold on, let me just, okay. Valid spaces, all empty terrain spaces. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Yeah, so all empty terrain spaces with this dot showing within. So this is valid, this is valid, this is valid. These are the 3 that are valid because they're adjacent to the ones with the token, the marked ones. Okay, good. I got confused for a second there. Tiebreaker. So there's 3 valid, so we need a tiebreaker. The faction action tiebreaker, if there is one, there isn't one that I can see of. The terrain priority. So we go down to the terrain priority card, and it wants A. So the terrain priority is it wants the desert. So it wants to terraform the desert, so we will let it terraform the desert. So it terraforms the desert, and it puts one of its houses here, and this is within that sort of marked community, so we put a marked token on it, and that is the bad guy's action. Now, it would be very silly of me not to pass without doing this thing. So I'm going to do this thing, which lets me... Oh, but that's risky. Is it risky? Yeah, that's risky. That is risky. Let me explain why that's risky. So what I was supposed to do is turn the bottom 2 cards of the bot's deck sideways. So if either of these 2 cards have a pass action in the top right corner, the bot will pass, and this symbol will determine which bonus tile the bot takes. So this means it's going to take the one on the right, but the one on the right isn't the one that I desperately need, the one with the money on it. So I think I'm still safe to take 1 action without letting the bot do its thing. Okay, so I think I'm fine. I just wanted to use that special ability in order to terraform this. And that's my turn. Now we're back to the bot. The bot gets a card down here. And here's a new thing. This is card number 3 that we haven't seen before. The bot's going to go up in the cult track, and here's how that works. So, can the bot advance in a cult track? Yes, the bot can, because the bot is down near the bottom of most of the cult tracks. Great. Next, the valid ones. Any cult track without a marker on space 10, and that is all 4 of them. We're looking at these, by the way, over here. All 4 tracks are below and don't have anything on 10. Cool. What's the next thing? The tiebreaker. So there's 4 that are contending right now. All 4 of them. Tiebreaker. The scoring tile. The cult track matching the bot icon on the current scoring tile. So we go down to the scoring tile and it's brown. Okay, so brown. Brown wins. And it's going to go up how many? How many does it go? Oh, right. So it puts a priest on there and it takes the best one it can get. So it's going to take this 3 spot and go up 1, 2, 3. All right. And that's what the bot does. Oh, thanks, Auberon. Auberon's just correcting me on a mistake I made 5 minutes ago. Great. Okay. So that's what the bot does. And now I'm going to pass for sure. So to pass, I take my bonus card. My bonus card, by the way, got me 2 points for building that trading house when I pass. So cool. I did build a trading house. So that means that I get dos puentos. That's not real Spanish. That's Ryan Spanish. I didn't want to fool you into thinking that was actual Spanish. And I have to replace the one that I'm taking. So I'm taking this one. These are available again. And that comes over here with me. I'll get the money on it. And I'll get the rest of the money in a bit. Great. Back to the bot. This is the last card of the bot. And look, it has the pass action. So it's passing. It's not doing any of this stuff. It's going to pass on this turn. So in passing, it takes the tile that it had and it wants to replace the one on the right. So it's going to replace this one. And I think that's all that the bot does in passing. I believe, I hope I'm right. Cool. Down here in the round abilities, nobody got 5 points for a town. Nobody has 4. Oh, should I say? I shouldn't say. 4. So the bot has 4 in the earth track. So the bot gets a free spade. But I don't think the bot can avail itself of these bonuses because what would I do with that? I'm pretty sure we skip that for the sake of the bot. Although the bot does qualify. But let's just say we skip that. I'm definitely not up 4 in that track. And then we take this tile and we go. And then we take the bot's deck and we add the top card to here and shuffle up the bot's deck. Woo! Almost halfway through. I think it's quick. For all the setup, I mean, I think it's going to be a pretty quick game. And if you were playing, of course, you wouldn't be yap, yap, yap the entire time. Man, I forgot how dry my throat gets doing streams. Whoa. Delicious. And the part I forgot was you take the bottom 2 cards and turn them sideways. Those are potential passing actions. Cool. And then over here with this turn thing, I pass first, bot passed second, I'm first. Yes. There's a hair on the table. A blonde hair. What have you been doing? Okay. So for this round, I definitely want to be able to cash in on those 5 points by building my sanctuary. So let's get some income going. What do I get? I get the $6 from here. 5, $6. Hooray. I get 1 power and 2 more bucks. 1 power and 2 more bucks from that. I get 2 peoples who are crucial to my plan. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4 power. I got a lot of power, man. I'm gonna spend this power this round. So yeah, the very first thing I want to do is take my 2 people and my $6 and, oh no, I can't take my 2 people and $6. What am I doing? 2 people and $5. Oh no, I can't even build a sanctuary. I gotta build one of these guys first. What am I even talking about? A temple? Oh my gosh, poor planning on Ryan's part. Okay, well, I'm gonna replace this and then put my trading house back. But I might be able to do the thing I need to do in power abilities at the bottom of the board. So, okay, in doing that, next round in income, I will get a priest. Fantastic. This is not there. And that's my turn. To the bot's turn. There's card 1 for the bot. And card 2 for the bot is this. So what's the bot going to do? Move up the track. All 4 tracks are valid. So we're going to go with what's the color. So it's going to be white. And so we're going to take a bot's priest and go on the air track. 1, 2, 3. Wow, the bot is smoking me on that track. I got to really get something going. Well, the nice thing though is the thing that I just forgot to do is because I built one of my temples, I get a favor tile. What are the favor tiles about? Well, those are all the things, the yellow things over here. So it's again a trade-off. So there's favor tiles for each of the 4 tracks, and you can go up once, twice, or 3 times on each of the 4 tracks, depending on which favor tile you take. If you go up full 3 spots, you don't get any perks. If you only go 1 spot up, you get perks. So that's kind of how that works. I think that it would be a wise move for me. Would it be a wise move for me? Well, you have to kind of look at the bonus and stuff. So this means that at the end of this round, every 2 spots up on the air track you go, you get a free dude. And I could certainly use free dudes. Oh man, I can't build my sanctuary this round. Oh, I can. There's a way to do it, but it's very painful and difficult. But I could do it. I technically could do it, I think. Could I do it? Okay, here's what I'm thinking. So I could start spending my power. I could spend 4 power to get 2 dudes right here, and then the super expensive thing is you can start like getting rid of power right off your board in order to cash it in for people. Oh no, but I could spend power on people. Yeah, I could do it. I could do it. I could do 4 and $6. 2, 3, 4. Man, it's going to take a lot of turns to do what I want to do, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I better start using these powers in case the bad guy takes them away from me. Right, but what was I doing? I was deciding on a tile. So that gets you a better ratio of power to people. This gets you more power every income. What this does is it gives you an action every turn that lets you go up on any one of the tracks. That's the one I'm eyeballing. This one decreases the requirements for building a town, which is really what I should have been looking at, to a power of 6. I should have been looking at that earlier in the game so I could have cashed in on this. Oh, it's gone now. The 5 points for building a town. I should have looked at that. I don't know if it would be possible, but excuse me. So I think Practical Dream, hey, welcome. I'm late because meetings, but I'm here and jazzed. Oh my gosh, you've reinvigorated me. I'm making the hard decisions here. What I'm trying to do is I'm fighting the bot in the new solo mode for Terra Mystica, and I'm trying to score 5 points by building my sanctuary this round, but I'm all out of resources, but I have tons of power. Here's what my board looks. I'm playing the Giants. This is the score, by the way, 27 to 28. I'm against the Simpletons. I didn't name them that, I promise. That's what they're called. So the Ryan Giants, the Ryants have 27 points, Simpletons at 28 points. I only have $2 left, but I have a ton of power in order to be spending it at the on the power stuff at the bottom of the board, and I want to work up to getting that sanctuary built, and I can do it. The problem is some of the some of the bad guys' abilities involve covering up these things, and it's quasi-random which ones they cover up. So it's possible that the bad guys will cover up something I desperately need. So we'll see. That's interesting. We'll see how it works. But right now I'm trying to decide, knowing that, I'm trying to decide on a favor tile to take. And this one's looking really attractive to me only because, again, the bad guy just gets a random, like, hey, you go up the track. Look, the bad guy's already like way the heck up these 2 tracks. And I started pretty low on all of them. So this would at least every single round. But there's only 4 rounds. So that would only be worth 4 moves up. But I have no priests, you see. I have no priests. I'm about to get one, but yeah, I'm gonna take this one. So that puts me up 2, 1, 2 in the air track. And I'm gonna put that on my board, favor tile. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Now it's back to, I was just in the middle of the bot's turn. So this is what the bot's doing. So you put 2 cards together and they make a picture in the middle. I'm re-explaining because you're just joining us. So it's going to go up on the track, and there's a process for determining which one it goes up on. But I already put it up on the air track, so you look at what the color is for the current round. So it just went up 3 on the air track because it takes the most valuable priest spot there. Cool. And it doesn't do anything else. So we cover that card up with that card, and that's the bot's turn. And now it's back to my turn. So now I'm going to start spending this power like a madman. So I think first and foremost, the most crucial one for me to get is this one down here. So that means I'm going to spend 4 power. So, oh, wait. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4 power. And I'll cover this one up, and that'll get me 2 guys, because I'm trying to get up to 4 people in order to build my sanctuary. So there's 2. Yes. And that's not actually my turn. I can just do that. What's the other thing I need for that? I need money. Oh no, that is my turn. That's my turn. But I can just spend it. I'm just trying to think of whether I should spend this to get... No, I don't have to. To get more guys is what I'm saying. Okay, back to here. The bad guy is going to do this. Oh, uh-oh, here we go. This could be very bad. The bad guy is going to cover up one of these slots. The bad guy earns 0 points because I'm playing on the easiest difficulty level, and he gets 0 points where X is 0. Okay, cool. But this top one is more concerning. So it's going to go in English reading order, the 3rd one of the valid spots. So English reading order from left to right, top to bottom, 1, 2, 3, it covers up the money. So I can't have the money. Fine. And that was the bad guy's move. Now back to me. What do I need? I need 4 people and 6 money. I have 2 people and 4 money. So I need 2 more bucks and 2 more people. So what I can do is for every 3 power I spend, I can get 2 dudes. So I'll spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that gets me the 2 people that I need. But I'm still short the money, and the bad guy just, she actually, the bad guy's a lady apparently according to the instruction book. In order to get the 2 more bucks I need, I have to make a horrible power sacrifice. So here's how a power sacrifice works. I'm tripping on my cord here. Okay, so I can ditch a piece of power right out of there. In order, does it all have to be in here? Oh, you know what? I might have to dip into the rule book to remember how this works. When you play on Board Game Arena, we get spoiled by computers, right? They remember all these rules for us. They do it all for us. But let me just check this, because this is always... And when I play in real life at the table, I always have to bust out the rule book to figure out how to do this part. Okay. Spending power. It's sacrificing power is what I'm looking for. If you remember how to do it, sacrifice this Fractal Dream. Fractal Dream, if you remember offhand how to do it, I would not be opposed to you let me know in the rulebook. Here we go. Sacrificing power. If you don't have enough power in bowl 3 to take a specific power or conversion action, on top of your action, you may move power tokens from bowl 2 to bowl 3. Okay, let's look at bowl 2 to bowl 3. And then immediately take the desired action. However, bowl 2, sorry, to bowl 3. However, for each power token moved in this fashion, you need to remove 1 power token from bowl 2 from the game. But I only have 1 in bowl 2. Ah, shoot. Am I not allowed to do this? Can I not do it? I might not be able to do it. Nerds. Well, I may have to, due to my bad mathing, I may undo this power tile thing and do something different. What am I lacking here? Money, right? Hold on. I can do this. I can cheat. It's solo. Do any of the power tiles get me money? Yes, that one gets me money. $3. And that's the $3 I need. All right. I'm going to cheat and trade my, I'm going to trade my favorite tile back in. So I'm going to do this. So down 2 in the air, or in the water, sorry. 1, 2, and 1 up in fire to take this puppy. Oh no, but it's not immediate. That doesn't give me immediate money. That gets me later money. I don't want later money. I want now money. Oh no. Okay, wait. Think. Oh no. Oh no. Does anybody see a way to do it? Is there a way to do it? Oh, I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is. Huh. Uh-oh. Oh, I get a priest. Does the priest do something for me? The priest has to do something. Yeah. So if I take the priest, again, this is back down to which which favor token we say I took. Hold on, I'm going back down here. If I do the priest is going to get me power, you see. Not much power, but it might be just enough. It might be just enough to do it. Okay, so I could go up 3. So what I could do is go up 1, 2, 3. That would give me 1 power. And take the red favor tile. 1, 2, 3. That would give me 5 power. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Take this guy. It's 1, 2, 3. 5 power. I don't know if that was a good idea. If you use the action of the favor tile to move the cult track, you can charge power. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing. Thank you. I don't know. Maybe that was overkill. Maybe I didn't need to go 3, but I get 5 power anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I can start goofing around with this stuff. So that means I can move 1 here and get rid of 1. And that gives me 2 in bowl 3. Then I can move both down, and it's an exchange rate down here of 1 power per $1. So I did 2 of them, so that gets me $2. And now I have everything I need. Now the big question, have I even taken a turn yet? That was a lot of undo. That was a lot of undo. And I think it was too much. That was too much. That's okay. I'll stay the course. Now I will take my turn. I think that was just a rewind. 2, 4, 6. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this stuff. 2 for $6 plus 4 people gets me that sanctuary. Holy cow! Holy cow almighty! That was sweaty. Here we go. Sanctuary replacing the temple. So the temple goes back here. And what does that do for me? Well, I only need 3 structures now to build a town. I'm going to get a priest every turn, and I get another favor tile. So let's let's do this more wisely. I'll take the one that I wanted, which is blue. 1, 2, I'm up in the blue. I'll put that here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my turn. Holy cow. Oh, placing a priest is in action. Okay. Well, let me say, you're right. I did place a priest, didn't I? Okay, let me do the bad guy's action and pretend that that was my next action, just so I don't have to undo a bunch of stuff. And hopefully this doesn't affect anything I just did. You're going to upgrade. We're going to pretend this is a temple. Okay, so the bad guy is going to upgrade. First, it wants to make a trading house in the marked area, and yes, it can. So this is what it wants to upgrade. So we're going to get rid of this, so I don't have to check all the other conditional statements. It just boom upgrades there. We're not in round 5 or 6, so it's not going to do any of this temple track stuff, and it doesn't get any points. That's the bad guy's move. And then it was my move that I just took, and now is the bad guy's move again. This is one of the 2 turn sideways cards, and if it has a pass at the top, then the bad guy passes. Look at that, it does, so the bad guy passes. Which bonus tile does the bad guy take? The one on the left. Here we go. This one needs a buck on it because it was not chosen. So the bad guy takes this one and puts this one down. What does the bad guy get for passing? If the bad guy placed a sanctuary or a stronghold, the bad guy gets 4 points. The bad guy did not do that. Bad guy gets that tile. That's the bad guy's turn. Bad guy has passed. Over here on this board, bad guy passed first, bad guy is up here. I'm going to pass second, but I haven't passed yet. I'm still doing stuff. I think I'm still doing stuff. All right, cooking with gas now. So I just upgraded to my sanctuary, which means that in this round, if you upgrade to your sanctuary or stronghold, you get 5 points. Hooray, let's show the scores. I'm at 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 32, and I edge past the simpletons by 2 points. Okay, all right, all right. Thanks, Roger, by the way, for pointing that out. Placing a priest is an action, you're correct. Thank you for keeping me honest. Now, the bad guy's passed, so it's still my turn, but I am completely flat broke, but I do have one action I can take, so I can put an X on this guy and go up 1 in any of the tracks that I want. And which track do I want? I don't know. I don't want the bad guy to win on either of these tracks. That's for certain. Though I get 1 power if I go up in blue. But I think that I should try to not let the bad guy win on the air track. So I'll go up on the air track, and that's my move. Cool, now it's still my turn, and with nothing else that I can do, I'm gonna pass. So I'm gonna take my bonus tile and swap it for one that I desperately want. Well, let's see what's coming up in order to decide that. What's coming up is you get points for placing dwellings, and I'm going to be placing at least 1 dwelling here. It'd be nice if I could place more. So what do I need to place dwellings? I'm going to need people and, well, it's the same thing for anything. I'm going to need people and money. So dwelling costs me 1 person and 2 money for each dwelling that I place. I like to place at least 1. I'm going to be getting 1 person. I'm going to be getting no money. So money is very important to me. So that informs my decision for which one I take. This has a buck on it and a person, which seems pretty good. So that's the one I'll take. Nobody wants the shipping one. That's dumb. Who cares? Although, with the shipping one, I could expand here. With the shipping one, I could expand here and not have to pay. No, it's the same. It's the same deal. Doesn't matter. Although, I'm just evaluating this. Would I need the person? I'd have 2 people. I would have all the people I need to do what I want to do next turn. And this would allow me to expand overseas to here with the shipping. Do I take the shipping one? No, this is an extra buck and a person. This is more valuable. I can always take the shipping one later. So I'm going to put this one back. Whoops, that's taken already. So that means the one that wasn't taken gets a buck on it for me for next time, as long as the bad guy doesn't get it. That would be bad news. Cool. Hey, Backpat. Hi, Ryan. It's me, your friend. glad you could join us. Just doing the solo mode for Terra Mystica, the new solo mode. And I think it's going okay. We're like halfway through now. Bad guy goes first, I go second. We go down here. We clear the... Whoa, everybody who's 2 up on the air track gets a person. And look at this. I'm 2 up on the air track, so I get a person. Hooray. Good, good, good. So that's even more cool stuff. The other thing we need to do is clear these X's off of the X powers. So that one goes down here. This one's free, this one's free. So that's all done. We did the bonus tiles, good, looking good. What am I forgetting? Anything else? Probably lots. Great, so now we take the bad guy's deck and we grab one more card from the available deck and put it on here. So now the bad guy has a potential of this many moves in this round, and we're gonna shuffle those up. And I'm gonna talk to you while I shuffle so I can distract myself and not, not seed the deck. Have you guys played this? Not Terra Mystica multiplayer. Lots of people have played that, but have you tried the solo mode yet? Does anybody have it? Did anybody go for the Terra Mystica Big Box? Seems like a decent value. It's a lot less money than I paid to get each individual component separately from the FLGS. That's for sure. And I still, like I mentioned, I still haven't opened that second expansion yet. So many games, so little time, so few friends. I mentioned the Boardgy earlier in the stream. Sorry, the next step is to turn these 2 cards sideways. So we're not actually going to be playing Terra Mystica during the Boardgy. We're going to be playing... What are we going to be playing? We're going to be playing the next campaign in the Scythe campaign mode, the Rise of Fenris. That's one. Hopefully, the app for my father's work is going to be ready by that time. They said it was going to be 2 weeks, a week ago. So a week from now, hopefully that app is ready. It's a gorgeous looking game. I'm just dying to play it. But it's app-based and their app's not ready. Speaking of app-based, we're going to be playing Sea of Legends, which is one that I'm working on how to play for. Sea of Legends is coming out with a new expansion that's hitting Kickstarter in a little bit. So watch out for that. What else are we going to be playing? And that's fun. I can't wait to play Sea of Legends again. So these are like, I mean, these are the games that we're choosing to play on our vacation with a rented space, right? So these are, you know, these are the ones that are like primo, top of mind to me. Ark Nova, we're going to be playing Ark Nova for sure. And Perseverance by Mind Clash Games. So last year we had a really great time playing Anachrony. They sent the Infinity Box over gratis, which was super generous of them. And this year they sent Perseverance. So I can't wait to try that. Hopefully it's as popular as Anachrony was. You guys played that? Perseverance? So the bad guy gets to go first in this round. We're going to get rid of this tile. We're halfway through. And this round, any settlement you build gets you 2 points. This is what the scores are looking like. Ryan's Giants, the Ryans are at 32 to 28. So it's a pretty tight match so far. So the bad guy... Oh boy, here we go. This is complicated. Okay, so the bad guy, what this symbol means is the bad guy is going to try to connect the marked territory with the unmarked territory. So let me just grab the card for that so that I can make sure that I get it all correct. This is the first time that this has happened. Okay, here we go. So do you have at least one dwelling? Yeah, there's 5 in the queue ready to go. So the valid spaces are all empty terrain spaces within range of any marked structure. That's what that means. If no marked structures are adjacent or directly adjacent to unmarked structures, and they're not adjacent or directly adjacent to any marked structure, and there's no shipping, that guy has no shipping. Valid spaces must decrease the shortest distance. So this is the valid space. I believe that's what that means. So this is the only space that's valid. This is what you're trying to do, is figure out what's valid when the bot's trying to learn what to do. So that's what that icon means. It's going to try to bring the two communities together. This is the only space that I can see that does that, so this is what it's going to do. So we're going to grab one of these, and we're going to grab one of these, upgrade it, and dwell. and you get 2 points for putting a dwelling down this round. So the simpletons edge up to 30 points. And that's how that goes. And then the simpletons also get, see at the bottom of the card, 2 more points, just cuz. So 32, boosh, boosh. So now we're even Stevens. It's all tied up. My father's work in progress. Am I right? So right, Backpat, so right. Man, oh man. Okay, so that's what the bad guys get to do. Now the good guy, that's me, gets to take his turn. What am I going to do? Right, so you get points for building settlements, or dwellings, sorry. I keep calling them settlements. Got Settlers of Catan in my head. So for 1... Oh, and I didn't take income. Whoa, that was a close one. Forgot to take income this round. It's very important. So income, I get 2 guys right off the top. I get 1 priest and 4 power. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think that's all I get. Wow, so I am like, oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I might have to ditch some more power because I do not have the ability to build. I don't have the money to do it. Look at that. What do my priests do for me if I place a priest? Let's go over to the cult boards and see. Will it get me any more power if I do that? I'll get 1 power if I put the priest here. I'll get 1, 2, I'll get 3 power if I do it there, and it'll put me above him in the air track. It's the fire track that's getting you stuff. 6 points. Sorry. Oh, did I forget? I think I forgot to do a thing. Oh, it's 0 points. Sorry, these last 2 tiles got the bad guy 0 points, so I didn't miss anything. That's good. Oh, wait, but this one, this is the one I missed. This one gets the bad guy 3 points. Is that how that works? 3 points. Let me just double check. Let me just double check. It's the end of round thing that I'm a little confused on. Okay. Yeah. So the bad guy's even farther up than I thought he was because I forgot to give him those 3 points. 1, 2, 3. That's bad news. Okay. So I was going to say, at the end of this round, every 4 ticks you're up in the Cult of Fire gets you 4 power. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm way the heck up there. I'm at 6. Excuse me. So if I got to 8, I would get like 8 power at the end of this round, which would be awesome. That's only 1 tick up. So I'm going to use my my one-off later on in the round to do that. But for right now, I think I should go Cult of Air, because it would get me. Oh, it wouldn't quite get me up there because it's not 3. It's only 2 because he took that spot. And give me 1 power. What am I going to do with 1 power? Like nothing. Well, I could cash it in for a money. And that would give me the 2 money I need. Yeah, so that's what I got to do. Okay, great. Got it. So I'm going to take a priest from my board and I put it here. Is that the best way to do it? If I do it on if I do it on blue, I'll get 3 power. So 1, 2, 3. That's 3 power. Okay, let's do that. So, oh, that still doesn't put them. That still doesn't put them in my bowl. Well, that's okay. 3 power. It's still better than a kick in the pants, I guess. That's my turn. Back to what the bad guy does. This is my biggest pet peeve with solo games, says Backpat. There's so much accounting to do. I know. I do feel like a little bit of a bean counter right now. Roger says, I don't think they get points for their round scoring thingy, like building dwellings in this round. Oh, you don't think they score those points? Why not? Why wouldn't they? I know it's weird. There's one point in the rule book where it's like, remember, the bad guy doesn't need a key to get up into the top echelons, the number 10 room at the top. I'm like, remember, like, when did you even say that? Like, it said, remember, like it mentioned that rule, and I don't know that it did. But you're claiming that the bad guy doesn't get points for these round scoring things. Do you have the? Can you chapter verse me that? I want to know. Did I miss that? I thought that they did. I didn't even see the spot where it said the bad guy doesn't need a key to get up into the top level, except for when they reminded you. Okay. Let me see if I can just quickly bomb through and find it. That's setup. Initial dwelling placement. Place the deck. I don't know. It's the same in Gaia Project. But that's Gaia Project. That's a completely different game, Roger. What are you talking about, Gaia Project? What does that have to do with Terra Mystica? I can't imagine what you're insinuating. That's the rule, eh? That's the rule in Gaia Project. Maybe the Gaia Project rulebook is also where they mentioned that the bad guy doesn't need a key to get into the top level. Yeah, I can't find anywhere that it says that it wouldn't get those points. Except, okay, well, here's a case for it. If we just look at the iconography. This is the icon for the bad guy, this head. Head bracket 6 points at the end of the round. This has no head on it. And this we've already established the bad guy can't really collect because the bad guy's not collecting power or priests or anything. This has no head on it. So that would suggest to me that you are for true. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not marked bad guy. None of this stuff is marked bad guy. So, because it's advantageous to me and gets me points, let's go with your ruling. And we're going to take 2 points off the simpletons just for kicks. Just for S's and G's. I trust you. If anybody else can find a better ruling, I'd love to hear it. But you're right. The iconography would suggest that this is the only thing on this tile that pertains to what the bad guy gets to do. Okay, so I'll stop giving the bad guy. I'll stop giving the bad guy points for doing that. Now I'm completely lost. What was I even doing? Was it my turn? I did the priest thing. I took the power. I was very disappointed because it didn't go into my third bowl, and now it's the bad guy's turn, I believe, to flip this. So the bad guy's going to get a point, and I'm going to do it now so I don't forget. That's what this is down here. So you're at 34, bad guy. And the bad guy is going to terraform and upgrade. So the priority, and it's this noise again. Is this 2 in a row? Yeah, it's 2 in a row. So again, it wants to bring this closer, and now we really have to search. Okay, so you have at least one dwelling. Yes, you've got 4 available. Valid spaces, all empty terrain spaces within range of any marked structure. So that's, excuse me, let me pull out a bit. That's this one and no others. So it's this one. If no marked structures are adjacent, no, okay, yeah, so it's this one. But it's also this icon. If no marked structures are adjacent to unmarked structures, directly or indirectly, that's neither direct nor indirect, valid spaces must decrease the shortest distance. If none decrease it, all previously valid spaces remain valid. So I believe it's this one. So we will do that and not give the bad guy points for doing that. Okay. Page 7 of the rules. Oh, good. You got a page number. Well, yeah. Only is the word only in there? Hold on. Let me just check here. 7. Well, yeah. I mean, if we're going to be legalistic about it, I don't see the word only. Is the word only there? I mean, you added the word only, didn't you? I don't see the word only. It says Automa gains a fixed number of victory points as shown in the lower right corner of the current scoring tile. There's no only there. When the Automa passes, well, this, yeah, so again, if we're going to be legalistic about it, and we are because we're board game players, there's no passing happening with this. You just get this straight up. This has nothing to do with passing. You just get it when you do it. You see. So. It is a bit of a mystery, but I'm gonna stick with you guys and not give the bad guy points. Maybe you can like account for potential bad guy points. The bad guy now potentially has four more points because of that questionable ruling. Okay, well that's the bad guy's turn anyway. This is all looking very intimidating over here. And remember, this is on easy mode. So, okay, now it's finally my time. Talk about bad accounting. So I need to start kicking some of this power out so that I can make $1. So I'm gonna move this one over here in order to sacrifice. I gotta get rid of one of these. So I've sacrificed one so that I can spend it and earn $1. And that gives me enough. That gives me $2 on one guy. So I'm going to spend the $2 on the one guy in order to take this and put it. Now, a lot of good things are about to happen to me right now. So I'm going to go here. So the very first thing that happens is because of this bit that we're fighting over, I get 2 points. That is undisputed. So I get 2 points. I'm at 34. We tie it up. Great. But it's going to get way, way, way better. So I believe I have 4 structures. I only need 3 in order to found a town, and it needs to be power level 7. And currently it's 3, 6, 7, 8. So I found a town for sure right now. And when you found a town, woohoo! What was that? Thanks for the cheer. Does that say an anonymous cheer? I thought that said anonymous share. I'm like, wow, how anonymous is that, Cheryl, if you put your name on it? Thank you, anonymous cheer. Yes, found a town. Well worth the cheer. So when you found a town, you get to choose from one of these town tiles. I think I mentioned earlier, they have a certain number of victory points on them and a certain perk. I have a mini expansion that gives you 4 extra town tiles. In case you're looking at your town tiles and wondering why I have more than you. Or maybe you have the expansion too and I'm not so special. So I get to pick one of these. Excuse me. So this is like big old 11 points up here, and it goes down to 2 points down here, which gets you 2 keys and gets you up 2 in each of the tracks, which is like super powerful, but like 2 points. I think I'm going to need the points. Once again, back to the score. You can see at the top, we're squared, and I don't want to be squared anymore. This gives you 4 points and lets you increase your shipping, 5 points and gets you $6, 6 points and gets you 8 power. This is 7 points and gets you 2 people. This is 8 points and lets you go up 1 in all of the tracks. 9 points and gets you a priest, and 11 points. What do I want? Now, in deciding what I want, I did okay at this game on Board Game Arena, but that's only because I had days between turns in order to like puzzle it all out and figure out what I needed. I'm not very good at doing this real time, as you can probably see. Let me just look at what's coming up to see what I might need. So I'm kind of sunk this round because I've got no other stuff that I can spend. I've got 2 people and no money. Oh, but I could get money. I could get 6. And I could also terraform. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's pretty good. If I got money. I think I got to take the one that gives me money. I think I just solved it for myself. So I'm going to take this town tile right here, which will give me 5 points and $6. So going over here, you pick any building in that area and you stick it down here. So that also gives me a key. So later in the game, I'm going to be able to move my marker, let me get rid of the score here, up into one of those top 10-point rooms. But for now, I get 5 points, back to the score. What am I at? 34? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 39. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm moving the markers off camera that you can't see, just in case I mess up with this digital thing, this goofy digital thing. Okay, and I get a key, and I get the most important thing in the world, the $6, which I desperately need. Great, that was my turn. It was a good turn. Back to the bad guy. The next card for the bad guy is going to be this one. And it's going to be a track thing. So all tracks are valid because the bad guy is not at the top, or nobody's at the top of any of the tracks. And the next determining factor is, so the tiebreaker, whatever matches, so it's going to be fire because that's the current round's track. So You're going to go up how many? Oh, right, you put a priest on there. So he's going to put a priest on fire, which gets him up 2. 1, 2. And that's how that works. Cool. Is that everything for the bad guy? I think it is. That's the whole turn for the bad guy. And now that I have stuff, I'm able to... Oh, here we go. Auberon saying, page 2 of the rules. Oh my god, I'm going to follow along with you. The bad guy earns victory points in a simplified manner, scoring only from fixed or variable values specified on the bad guy cards each turn, fixed values specified on the scoring tiles at the end of each round. Does not gain victory points from the conditions themselves. Thank you. There it is. Thank you. You did it. You're a hero. Correct. So there's no flex for mystery points that the bad guy has. That's good to know. Thank you. Appreciate that. Good catch. All right. So I'm going to spend... Wait, no. I'm not going to spend because I don't have anything terraformed yet. I'm going to blow that in order to terraform something. I can spend 2 spades to terraform anything that I want. And I don't know that it particularly matters which one I grab. So I'll just, you know, closer to another red in case I work up my shipping or get that shipping passing tile is better. So I'll go here, and that's my turn to the bad guy. The bad guy does its special faction thing, which isn't too interesting. It's just another upgrade and settle. So I keep having to look at the rules every single time. Okay, so it's going to be in this settlement, so the unmarked one, that's what the purple with the X through it means, and it's going to try to connect the two. So let me just follow the logic here. All empty terrain spaces, I got to move the cards because now we're playing down here. All empty terrain spaces directly adjacent, so it's these are the 2 that are in the running so far. Within range of the unmarked, good. And then this extra icon means if no marked structures are adjacent to the unmarked structures, valid spaces must decrease the shortest distance. If none decrease it, all spaces previously identified remain valid. So this is the closest to the marked. This decreases the distance. So this is the one that it's going to do, I believe. I think I got that right. So put that there, and we'll put that there. Okay. And that is that for the bad guy. Back to me. Back to me. I'm going to spend 1 and 2. Give me 3 back. In order to take this off here and put it here. And because it's a condition of this round, I get 2 points for doing it. Up to the scoreboard. 1, 2. I'm at 41. Looking good. Looking good. Now it's the bad guy's turn. I'm running out of room where I can put the bad guy's card logically. Okay, so this is one of the 2 sideways cards. We're down to the 2 bottom ones. So if this has pass on the top right, then the bad guy's going to pass. And it does not. The bad guy lives to fight another day. So first, the bad guy is going to upgrade. It has 1 trading house left to upgrade, and there are 4 possibles. So let me find the fall through logic to find out what it actually upgrades. Adjacent to any of my structures. None of them are adjacent to my structures. So we fall through, giving you as little power as possible. Oh, sorry. Otherwise, any structure, okay. Giving you as little power as possible. Directional selection. So we've got to go to the directional selection to figure out. So the directional selection in this case is reverse English and number 2. So that means that these 4 are valid. So we're going to go from here to do 1, 2. So it's this one that upgrades. Hopefully you follow along with that. Cool. The next thing that the bad guy does, we're not in the final 2 rounds yet, so it's not going to do the oh no, I'm getting confused. Yeah, that's final rounds. It's not going to do that. It's not going to take a favor tile, thank God. And it's going to earn X points, and X on the easiest mode is 0. So that's the bad guy's turn done. Shazam. And I think I might be completely sunk as to things that I can do. Let's just check. I've got 1 and 2, so I could theoretically, or I got 1 and 4, I could theoretically build another dwelling, but the problem is that I don't have any terraformed areas, and because I don't have shipping and I don't have any bridges, I can't get out to these 2 hexes, so I'm sunk there. But one thing I can do is put this on here and go up any track that I want. So let's go over to the cult track. What is happening? I think my kid microwaved some broccoli or a dead possum. Which of those 2 is more likely? Great. I don't know how often your kid microwaves dead possums. I don't know. Maybe it's a daily occurrence. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go up 1 in one of these tracks. And the track that oh yes, I remember now. It's going to be the fire track. And the reason I'm choosing the fire track is because down here, look, every 4 gets you 4 power, and that puts me up at 8, so I'm going to get 8 power come income time. Smashing. Cool, and now that was my turn, and now the bad guy, this is the bad guy's last turn. The bad guy is going to cover up something. Who cares, bad guy? And we're going to go 1, 2 in English reading order. All these spaces are valid. 1, 2, it covers up this. It gets X points, which is 0, and that's it for the bad guy's turn. So now I pass, and in passing, I'm going to take my bonus tile. Remember, I really wanted shipping next time, right? Oh, these 2 were available. I was about to put money on them. They don't get money. So this is everything that's available. $6, 2 people. And let me just look ahead to what's happening in the next round. Definitely want shipping, for sure. That's going to be a good pick. So I'll trade this in. And then it's the bad guy's turn, and the bad guy is done because the bad guy's out of cards. So I'll shuffle those up, and then we'll take the bad guy's deck and 1 card off the top and add it to the active deck for the bad guy. Ooh, hi, as I'm wondering. Glad you could join us. Just playing through the solo mode for Terra Mystica, newly released. It's been out for a couple months, I think. At least in Canada. You know what? I don't know. Maybe it's been out for 6 years in the States. I have no idea. We're still waiting. Can you believe it? On Great Western Trail 2. It's just not hit Canada at all. And it's been like a long wait. And I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be hitting Gen Con. It was at Gen Con like last year and people bought copies. And now the new ones, the ones that are set in Argentina and New Zealand, are going to be at Gen Con. And it's like new games, and you haven't been able to ship the first game out to everybody. No, it's not like a Kickstarter thing or anything. Just, you know, there are shipping delays. There are delays in production in China. There's all kinds of nonsense all across the board. Great, I think I've shoveled that enough. We take the bottom 2 cards and we turn them sideways, and that's the deck for the bad guy for this round. Over here, I collected all these points. The bad guy just spontaneously gets 6 points, which I think is hardly fair, but let's put the bad guy up. 4, 5, 6 to 40. Don't like it. That closes the gap that I gained with that town tile. And what else happens? Well, look at this. Every 4 up on the fire track that you are, you get, let me get rid of that, you get 4 power, and I'm 8 up, so I get 8 power. If my math is correct, yeah, it is correct. Good. So 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at all that power. I've had to sacrifice a few, but it's looking pretty good. Okay. I'm glad I found my glasses, by the way. They've been lost forever, and boy, do I need it when I stream. So this goes away, and we're in the second last round now. This is bad because in these 2 rounds, there are a couple of cards that do stuff in the cult tracks, and the bad guy can start earning favor tiles in these 2 rounds, so it's very nerve-wracking. But we're getting points for building dwellings and trading houses in these last 2 rounds. So I'm going to make the most of this dwelling thing. So let me just collect the rest of my income before we get into it. My income is as follows. Oh, I cheated because I didn't pull this one up, but it's okay. 1, 2, 3. So all of my power is in the available bowl. That's cool. And I have +1 shipping for this round. I can't forget that. This gets refreshed. That gets refreshed. The ones across the bottom get refreshed. And I get 4 dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Followed by 4 more power. That's a waste because I've got max power. And I get 1 priest. And I think that is all. That's all she wrote. Okay, so that's the digs for this round. Delays and delays. What are we talking about? Is it what are the delays? Are we talking about the nuked possum again? What am I missing? Oh, delays the shipping. Yeah, exactly. Man, if any of you, I think probably a bunch of you are in that Everdell Kickstarter, and like screw Starling Games, am I right? But that one's crazy because like everybody waited a year and then they put out an update and they're like, hey, we're just starting pre-production on Everdell, and everyone's like, what the heck? You're doing what? And they're like, oh, you know, there's delays at the factory. And everyone's like, well, hold on. You said pre-production though, right? That has nothing to do with the factory. They're like, no, the factory was delayed. It's like, you're not even at the factory step. What were you, take a vacation for a year? Very possibly. Silly, silly, silly. Okay, here we go. All I care about is that wireless mic hits my house before I have to go take it to conventions. All right, here we go. So the 2 unchosen are these ones. And this is this one. Great. Great. Here we go. And who passed first before? I passed first, so I'm first in turn order. So I get to go first. And the thing I want to do. So it's fine if I use this turn to branch out and fill these in, but they won't count. So we should talk about end scoring because we're getting pretty close. So first of all, whoever's first on each of these 4 tracks gets 8 points, and whoever's second gets 4 points. I might have to double check that that's the same in a 2-player game, but that's the shtick with the cult tracks. So there's these cult tracks over here. That's what's going on with that. The next thing is that whoever has the most buildings in connected group gets 18 points, and whoever has the second gets 12 points. So that's, you know, a gap of 6 that I can get over the bad guy, which would be great to have. However, oh, but let me just check. You know what I didn't check? If there's special end scoring things with the bot. My apologies. Yep, cult works the same way. Area scoring, use your highest shipping value on the difficulty card. And the highest shipping value for the bad guy is going to be 1. So that means that this is all going to count. This counts. This will count like in the end. So that means I have to beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buildings. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can go 6, 7 on this round because I've got the shipping. But the thing is, I lose that shipping bonus, right? It's just on a bonus tile. So I'm going to lose it at the end of this round. And then those 2 buildings that I branch out to won't count for my big thing at the end, which means I'm going to have to increase shipping, which means I'm going to have to pay $4 in a priest in either this round or the last round. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll spend my money this round building the spaces, building the dwellings, and then next round I got to make sure that I have enough left over in order to get in order to go up in shipping. And that's absolutely mission critical, or else anything that I build out here is just completely not going to count towards that scoring goal. Got it? Got it? Okay, cool. So we've got our plan. We've got our plan. We have our heading. Great. I'm going to spend 1 and 2 in order to build one of these little guys on, and because I have shipping, I'm able to skip over 1 C tile and go here. And that could be corner to corner or edge to edge, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's one water away, and that's going to go there. And in doing that, I get 2 extra points because that's my business. 1, 2. And now it's the bad guy's turn. So the bad guy, we draw a card, and we draw a second card. Ryan Starling. He's going to get the extra special big box filled with all the animals at the factory. Yeah, exactly. It's like, here you go. Here's Everdell Deluxe Edition. It's just a big box of poop. That's what you ordered, right? Not meeples, real live meat animals sealed in the box with the 2 months of freight and shipping. Speaking of, you got dead animals on the mind here, Auberon, don't you? It must be the smell of microwave possums filling your nostrils that are putting these ideas in your head. So Fractal Can Dream is trying to decide whether this is a preferable theme or the space theme is preferable. You know what? I've heard so many people, and this is kind of like when you're like, terraforming Mars, and everyone's like, terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Like, yeah, okay, but Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. You're like, okay, relax. I found the same thing with this game. You're like Terra Mystica Gaia Project. Okay, relax. Because I was just saying that Terra Mystica Gaia Project. Like, whoa. Just chill. Like, we know it exists. It's cool. It's kind of like obnoxious. So, Gaia Project is a space-themed version of Terra Mystica with some differences, I understand. I've never played the game. It's very expensive. I haven't bought it. But anytime I mention Terraforming Mars, it seems like somebody jumps down my throat and says, Gaia Project's better. It's like, okay. But I've heard recently from some people that they prefer Terra Mystica. They prefer the theme, and they find that the territorial thing makes a little bit more sense when you're fighting over parcels of land that are close to each other, rather than fighting over space where planets are like a bazillion miles away from each other. You know what I mean? Your space mileage may vary. Before I forget what I'm doing, the bad guy is going to cover up one of the power things, which is bad for me because I got a lot of power to spend. Check it all out. So maybe I don't want this to happen. But what is it going to do? It's going to go 2 over in the valid range, and the valid range is from left to right, English speaking, 1, 2, cover up, so I can't get a priest. I'm not too burned about that. The bad guy's also going to earn X points. X equals 0. That's the bad guy's turn. Back to me. Hey, look, I'm getting the hang of this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this price here, 1 and 2 more bucks. Remember, I'm going to need 4 bucks. Well, you know what? Maybe because there's no hurry, but there is kind of a hurry with bad guy blocking stuff up. Maybe I should spend some power. I'm going to spend 4 power just to make sure I have that money for next round. You know what I'm saying? So 4 power in order to cover this up, in order to get the 7 bucks, just because I don't want the bad guy to take that away from me, and I want to make sure I have that money. So that's my turn. The bad guy goes next card. The bad guy's going to do the bad guy's bad guy ability, and the bad guy's bad guy ability is to terraform and dwell. Does the bad guy have any dwellings left? Yes, there's 2 left. You put 2 in the box off the top of the game, so there's 2 left for the bad guy. Woo! And the bad guy's going to get 2 points. I don't know. Did I do that last time? I hope I did. Let me just do the 2 points so I don't forget. Boom, boom. So 2 more points for the bad guy. Wow, this has just been such a close race this entire time. I don't know if I would do very well against the not, easy version of the bot. Okay, so let me just double check the cards so I know the priority. So it's going to be empty terrain spaces. So it's going to try to connect these two. So all empty terrain spaces. Empty, 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 within range of any marked structure. So it's going to be, this is supposed to be marked. Let me mark this one. So it's going to be, these are the two that are in the running. And then because it's got this extra icon on it, it says, if no marked structures are adjacent or directly adjacent to unmarked structures, that's true. Valid spaces must decrease the shortest distance. So between these two, this one decreases the shortest distance because this one's farther away from the other settlement and this one's closer to the other settlement. So we're going to go here. Okay. Blazang, Blazim, Blazazzle. I'll mark it. Great. Let me take the score off. Okay, that's the bad guy's turn. Now it's back to me. So I'm going to pay, as I was saying, 1 and 2 bucks. That's not my 5. In order to take this and put it here. And because, sorry, that's going to be an extra 2 points for me to 45. Great. The correct answer is the theme you personally like more. Well, the correct answer is how much money you have to spend on board games, because if money's no object, buy them both. Who cares? But yeah, you're right. I get you. Terra Mystica, says Roger. I guess, Roger, you've played both games. So you seem familiar. So yeah, Terra Mystica feels more cutthroat. That's interesting. That's what somebody told me about Gaia Project, is that because it takes place in space, it feels more roomy, whereas Terra Mystica is more like a, knife fight in a phone booth kind of thing. Great. So I placed that and I got my 2 points, and now it's the bad guy's turn. The bad guy is going to do what horrible thing? Another... I'm glad I kind of got that done, because maybe the bad guy is about to take that over. So once again, it's going to try to... So I just did this, so I know how to do it. So it's all valid ones next to marked. So it's these 4 that are valid. But because this icon's here, it means it has to decrease the distance to the other settlement. So that means it's going to here and here. Now, does the bad guy get towns? I don't know if I checked that. Does the bad guy earn towns? Because the bad guy now has more than 4 structures at a power level of 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the bad guy is up for a town. Let me just put 2 points on, because the bad guy's getting 1, 2. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 44 to 45. It's just been neck and neck this entire thing. It's a real nail biter. It is positive to bring budget into the conversation too, making the hobby more inclusive. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why it's kind of nice. Like, if you already own Terra Mystica, you don't have to wait for them to put out those fan factions, because you can just print those PDFs out and enjoy that right now. And if you can't afford this, you'll find a lot of people on Twitch who are just playing this on BGA, and BGA is gloriously free. So if you go to Board Game Arena and you'd like to try this game out, you can do so for $0. And if you have only a couple bucks to spend, another thing you can do is pay for Board Game Arena. It's only a couple bucks a month, and it gets you extra perks, like you get to test games that are in alpha. That's one of the things you get. So that's a good expenditure if you are a very budget conscious gamer, but you want to play this stuff. Great. What just happened? The bad guy upgraded. And I was wondering if the bad guy gets towns. Does the bad guy get towns? Let me just look for the icon for towns. I don't think the bad guy gets towns. Let me go to what Auberon pointed out of how the bad guy earns points. No town tiles. Never gain town tiles. No towns. So tough nuts. Tough nuts, bot. Great. My turn. So what I can do is I definitely want to use my stronghold ability to terraform something. So 2 spades lets me terraform anything I want. So I'll terraform, like, it doesn't matter, but I'll terraform like this thing up here. Oh, just in case. You know what? Just in case. Oh, it won't matter anyway. I was going to say, just in case I somehow mess it up and don't get that 1 shipping I need, I should probably do it here. That makes the most sense. So I'll do it. Oh no, but I mean, there's a potential to found another town. I mean, it's not going to happen with the resources I have, but who knows? A guy can dream, right? It's mission critical. I have to get that shipping at the end of the game, or else I'm completely sunk. So I'm gonna swing for the fences. I'm gonna call my shot. I'm gonna put it there, and that's my turn. Now to the bot. Gaia Project is kind of double question mark, says Fim Sensei. Not really. The interaction between the two is just plain different, in my opinion. The research is different, the interaction is different, and the kind of preference too. And is kind of preference too. Yeah, I mean, everything's preference. But I'd be interested to try it. I don't know, maybe I'll try to give it a whirl at either Breakout or Gen Con. How long does it run? These games are all 3 hours plus, I'm sure. Great. Speaking of 3 hours plus, we're almost done. Thank you for thank you for sticking with me. This is the bad guy. The bad guy is going to once again upgrade and try to connect these two. So now this is interesting. I think I have to do a further fall through, because these are the valid spaces. Excuse me. These are the valid spaces right here. You got to do one that decreases, because this extra icon is here. You got to do one that decreases the gap between the two. Oh, DJ McBee, thank you so much for the subscription. Fireworks. Na, na, na. Baby, you're a fire. Anyway, nobody wants that. Great. So because that icon is there, we have to, nobody else gets singing DJ Muffy. We have to do something to decrease that gap, but I don't think that gap can be decreased anymore because it's as tight as it's going to get. So let's just look at the fall through logic on that. Da, 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 da. Okay, follow along with me. If no marked structures are adjacent directly or indirectly, oh, does it have shipping yet in round? Yes, here we go. So look, in round 5, the bot has 1 shipping. So now these are indirectly adjacent to each other. So that means that the valid ones are, so it says if no marked structures, but we skipped that. So that means, okay, if no marked structures are adjacent to unmarked structures, valid spaces must decrease the shortest distance. If none decrease it, that's where we are. All spaces previously remain valid. And then the tiebreaker is the faction tiebreaker, which doesn't exist. And then the terrain priority. Okay, so we go to the terrain priority card. So here's what we're looking at. The valid spaces right now are this one, 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 this one. So the terrain priority is, we're looking at row B on the terrain priority card, and here's the terrain priority card B. So it wants a black tile. So are any of those ones that are valid black? Well, let's look. Not black, not black, not black, not black, not black, black, not black, not black. There, that's the one. So it's a big pile of logic. I'm glad I didn't set this up. Whew, this is complicated. There we go. All that to put that there. Great. Spicy. And the bad guy gets 1 point. Did I do that yet? I don't know. So squaring it right up at 45 to 45. I must be, I mean, if it's neck and neck with the bad guy like this, 45 to 45, and it's been that way the entire game, and the bad guy is on the easiest level, ipso facto, it must mean I'm not very good at this game. But let's see how it all pans out. We're almost there. All right. Woohoo. The variable setup in Gaia and this asymmetry can be more swingy in Gaia Project, and the strategy to get points out of the play is harder in Gaia. That's interesting. Yo, says DJ Buckby. Sorry I'm late. Great. We're ready to rumble. By the way, DJ Buckby reminds me, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription and you would like to throw a chunk of Jeff Bezos' money, pull it from his pocket, wrest it from his steely control, and give it to me, that's how you do it. And there's a whole section on the website that'll teach you how to do it, but otherwise it's pretty easy. And if you've done it before, go click that button. Here's a reminder, and I would really much appreciate the $1.50 or whatever amount I'm not allowed to say on camera that it is. Great. Great. Okay, back at it. So I have stuff, right? So the next thing I was going to do is going to pay one person and $2 to get this thing on here. And in doing so, I earn 2 points. Here's the score. Boink, boink. So 47. Again, such a close race. Back to the bad guy. This is the second last card, so we're not quite at possible passing yet. So the bad guy, oh, should I have? I probably should have. The bad guy is going to cover up one of these spaces. Which space is going to go backwards across the valid spaces, backwards reading order, 3 spaces. So not this one, but this one. So I can't have the people. I don't think I'm too burned about that. The bad guy's going to earn X points where X is 0. Great. That is brutal though. Like if I was playing the bad guy at a higher difficulty level, that one would really freak me out. Let's just take a quick look at the box and see what X equals on the higher difficulty level bots. Shall we? These are the other cards, by the way, when you're playing with the other maps that determine where the bad guys' buildings get placed off the top of the game. These are the different priority cards depending on which faction you're playing with. I mentioned off the top of the game there are different bot factions you can play with, and here are the difficulty level cards. So at, boy, where's the 2? I might not have the 2. It looks like I'm missing a card here. it's in the box or something. But when you go up to difficulty level 3, X is 1, 2, and 2. It's pretty ouch. Look at this though, 1, 2, and 2. But holy crap! At its most difficult, X is 2, 3, and 4. Like, how good would you have to be at this game to tackle this puppy? Like, that's madness. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness I'm on easy. Comrade Boris, I know you're not here, but man, I mentioned earlier, Comrade Boris was like, nah, the easy one might be too simple. I'm like, I don't know that it is. Okay, so the bad guy just covered one of these spots. I'm not too burned about it. I do not have the income to be able to terraform something. In the next round, here, you get 3 points for building a house, which I'm going to avail myself of. I need $4. I need $4 and a priest in order to do that. I'm going to be earning at least 1 priest, so that means I'm able to spend this priest this round. Great. And I'll have the money to get up to the shipping level 1 that I need to get up to. So I think the only things I can do remaining in this round are to spend this priest and to use this. So why don't we start... Oh, and what do you get? What do you get for this round? For every 4 blue, you get a priest. That would be nice. And where am I on blue? I'm at 5. So if I could get the triple... No, I can't get the triple blue. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Huh. That might be nice. That might be nice to get. Yeah, maybe I'll try for that. Although, it would be nice to get up higher in the air track to beat him in the air track. He's beating me on Earth. I don't know if there's much I can do about that. Let me think. And there's no prize for the cult tracks in the last round. So this is it. It's blue or nothing. Oh, I can do it. Okay, yeah. So that's what my turn is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here and then go over to the cult track and move my red guy up 1 to 6. And then I can use the priest on my next turn to go here and move it up 2 more, and that'll be the round for me. So let's see what the bad guy is. These are the 2 sideways cards. So if either of these cards have a pass action, the bad guy will pass, and the bad guy does not pass. So the bad guy is going to go up on the cult track. Look, the bad guy heard me talking. They're listening. They're always listening. Okay. So all 4 tracks are valid. Let me just make sure that I'm following this logic correctly. All 4 tracks are valid because none of them have a marker on space 10. The tiebreaker is going to be, right, the color of this current round. Oh, I think I might have been doing this incorrectly because there's also this catch-up mechanic. So where this symbol is present, I might have been screwing this up. So that means you move it up wherever the bad guy's marker is at 0, but the bad guy's marker is not at 0 on any of these tracks. The bad guy's doing okay. So that doesn't come into effect. The track where the bad guy's marker is nearest to your marker. So let's see, where's the bad guy's marker nearest to my marker? That'd be the air track. Okay, so I think it's the air track. I've been missing that cue, I think. So I might have accidentally inadvertently cheated. But when that icon's there, that means that the bad guy plays catch up. So the bad guy will take a priest on the air track because that's where our markers are the closest. And it could be closest. It doesn't mean like it's the delta. So it's not like closest where the bad guy's in the lead or the bad guy's trailing. It's just closest. So that's a 2, 1, 2. And that's what happens. That's the automaton's turn done. I get a turn, and we already know that the last thing I'm going to do on my turn is take my priest and go over here to the water track and go up to 1, 2, and I get 2 power for doing that. 1, 2. Back to the automaton final card, and it's going to be a pass because that icon's in there and it's one of the last 2 cards. So the automaton is going to take this tile away from me, and that's it for that. And automaton passed first. I go. I'm just wondering, since I'm last in turn order anyway, if there's anything I want to do to like spend this power on something. Wait a second. These can't all be here, can they? Were these all, really? These are all taken? So what can I do? I can build a bridge. I don't think that's useful at all. I don't think any of these things are useful. 1, 2, I've got 6 power. I could, oh, you know what though? I could, you can't quite see that down here. I'm gonna move the board a little bit. I could spend 6 power to double spade, and then that would allow me to convert, say, this thing. And then I could spend a guy in $2. Spend a guy in $2 in order to do that, and that would get me 2 extra points because of the round bonus. Would that be worth it? Spending 6 power to do that? Oh, what do you guys think? Are you following? So I've got 6 power in the bowl. What I could do is I could spend the 6 power. Whoa! Thank you for the cheer, anonymous cheer. Look at all those, what are those ghosts? Those spooky. I'm a bit creeped out now, but thank you. Sure, it's lovely. I could spend 6 power to get double spades, and the giants can use 2 spades to terraform anything they want into the Smoky Hills of Tennessee. So I could terraform this or this, doesn't matter, anything adjacent, or this, doesn't matter. But preferably this, because there's potential for a town. I don't think it's going to happen, but maybe. So I could do that. And then I can spend more stuff. Let me just make sure, because remember, this is mission critical. If I don't have this next round, I'm sunk. So I'd be spending all my power. I'd have 0 power, but I'm going to be earning more. Okay. And I would have the priest. So the priest is taken care of. And I'd be spending 1 out of my 6, so I'd have 4 left. And that's exactly what I need. So yeah, I think I should do that. I think I should do that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here in order to take this action, which is double spades. So with double spades, I can convert anything I want. So I'm going to convert this desert into here. That's move 1. Bad guy's already passed. It's back to me. So I'm going to spend 1 guy and $2 in order to take one of my very last dwellings and put it on the board right up here. And in doing so, I get 2 points. So up to the scoreboard, 2 more points for Ryan. Man, every point counts in this. I'm just taking it where I can get it. Okay. So the Ryans are leading the Simpletons by a small margin. And I think, so I have my $4. I'm going to be getting my priest. I have enough to go to shipping. I think that is it for me. So I'm going to take my tile and pass and pick one of these guys to go. Now, does it matter which one I pick? I'm going to be getting, it does matter. I'm going to be getting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these guys, which I can convert to money if I need to. So I kind of have all the money I could ever want. There are points at the end of the game, or in the last round, for going up to trading houses. And I can build 2 trading houses here adjacently for cheap. And they cost $3 a piece. And 2 guys. So that's $6. So taking the money might be a good thing. This is not of use to me so much because I've already built both my stronghold and my sanctuary. So we can rule this one out. So it's definitely going to be this one of the 2. Okay. Good. I logicked that out all by myself like a big boy. Okay. Now, let's not forget. Lest we forget. at the end of the round, which this is, the bad guy is going to earn 6 points. That's an awful, awful situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are you at, 51 now? That's bad. So bad guys are leading me by 1 point. However, it's not all doom and gloom, because look, for every 4 waters I get a priest, and I made sure that I'm up to 8 on the water track, so that means I get 2 priests. So let me just pull those guys down. 2 priests, hooray. I'm glad that I was paying attention. I'm not out of priests. That's a phew. Okay. Then what happens? The next thing that happens is, might as well take income. We're going to get rid of this tile. This is done. I think I covered everything that was on there. We're in the final round, ladies and gentlemen. Income time. What do I get for income? I get 6 from that tile. $6. What else is happening income-wise? These pop off and are now usable again. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so many. 8 dudes. Nothing here. 4 power. 1, 2, 3, 4. A priest from here. And that's it for income. Great. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Final round. 3 points for every trading house that you build. So that's where I'm going to prioritize my building. And if I can somehow, so I only need 3 buildings at 7 power. See, 3 buildings because I've got my sanctuary at 7 power in order to get another town. And in taking a town, I could take the big old 11-point town tile, which would be a great move at the end of the game. So in order to do that, what would I need to do? I would need to upgrade to a trading house. It'd give me a couple points, and it would be a power of 2, 3, 4. Basically, I would need to oh, no, I don't have to terraform. I just straight up build. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. If I upgrade to a trading house, it would be, well, okay. The bad guy gets to go first. Let's do that. So we take the bad guy's deck, and we take 1 card off the top and shuffle it, and we'll do whatever the bad guy's going to do. I honestly didn't peek at that bottom card. I'm not dealing off the bottom of the deck or anything. It's kind of fun. I'm having fun. I like this. This is fun. I don't know if I would do it if I wasn't on camera. Honestly, it's a lot. I think I mentioned off the top of the stream how much table space this takes up, and I've got 4 cameras, like a 3-ring circus plate spinning situation. So yeah, I don't know. It's hardly a cuddle up in a corner and play kind of game by yourself. Cheryl just went camping with our youngest Izzy and brought a couple of roll and rights and played Fleet the Dice game solo. That's more of a cozy up kind of, and Welcome to solo. You know, those are each like 1 or 2 sheets, and that's more spatially manageable, I think, than this monstrosity. Okay. Though I do really like this game. I really like playing it, and I can't play it unless it's on BGA, and then like games take a week or more. So I don't know. I might be tempted because I really want to play it. It's just not. It's not happening. All right, bad guy. Right. So we turn these 2 cards sideways, whatever they are, and this is the bad guy's turn. The bad guy is going to upgrade. So the bad guy is looking. So these are all the available. Oh no. Wait. So I got to look at the logic because all of the trading houses are done. So I think we fall through to now we're going to upgrade a not trading house to something else. So if the bad guy has a trading house available, nope. Otherwise, any structure. So it's any structure. Giving you as little power as possible, okay, and directional selection. So here's how we figure that out. Excuse me. That means that the valid structures are this one, this one, this one, because this one's not touching me. These 2 are not valid because we got to give me as little power as possible. This one, 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 and this one are all the valid ones. So what it wants me to do is follow the this arrow. So it's going to go reverse reading order. So bottom to top, right to left. and it's going to be the third one available. So this will be 1, 2, 3. So this is what gets upgraded, and it gets upgraded to the earliest thing, and the earliest thing in upgrade order is the sanctuary. I think I did that right. Okay. So that's the first thing that the bad guy does. The second thing the bad guy does is gets X points, and X is still currently 0. Thank goodness. Okay. Bad guy's turn. Done. Before I forget and completely pooch my entire game, I'm going to do the crucial thing, which is pay for this shipping. So that's going to cost me 1 priest, because I can just see me spending everything and going, oh my god, I forgot to get shipping. 1 priest and $4 in order to move that up. That gets me 2 points right away. 1, 2. Really? 51? Oh yeah, that's right, 51. Whew, tied right up. Now, recall that the bad guys are going to be getting 6 points at the end of this round. So, but I could possibly pull it out of the fire and get that town going. Man, if I got that town, that would be so good. That would be so good. Okay, so that's it for me. Shipping's up. Bad guy's turn. Bad guy's going to do the following. Bad guy's going to go up on a track, and it's going to use the catch-up mechanic. All 4 tracks are valid, so it's going to go to where our markers are the closest. So I think there's a tie for closest markers, because on the fire track they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apart, and on the earth track 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it's the earth track. So they're going to go up in the earth track. So we'll put this here and then go 1, 2. And anything else for the bad guy? No, that's it. Cool. My turn. Okay. Oh, but it's going to cost me more to upgrade out there, but that's okay. Can I even get to 7 power up there? Oh, I should check that. Oh, I didn't even check that. So I got 3 power here. These are each worth 1. If I upgraded to a thing, I would get 2, 3, 4 power, and I got to get to 7 power. So if I upgraded to another thing, which would cost $12 total, do I even have $12? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do not have $12, but I could get it by spending power. A lot of power. Could I get it by spending power? Yeah, it's possible. It's all possible. So it'd be 2, 4. No, I can't get it. It'd be 2, 4, 6. I can't get a town out of that. I can't get a town out of that. Pointless. Oh well, so now I know to stop striving for a town. It's not going to happen. So that means that what I should really do is build as many flippin' trading houses as I possibly can. And the cheapest trading houses to build are these ones, so that's what I should prioritize. All right, cool, we got it. So it's going to cost me 2 people and $3. 2 people, $3. In order to take this off of here and put this down here, and then that replaces that and covers up that income, but I'm not too worried about it, and that's good. And for doing that, I get 3 puentos, not real Spanish. 1, 2, 3. Great. Back to bot. Bot's going to cover something up. The third valid thing over in reading order. 1, 2, 3. The people are no longer available. X points where X equals 0. My turn. I'm going to spend another 2 people and $3 in order to build another one of these. Here. The dwelling goes back here, back to the board. I get 3 points for doing that, up to the score. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hello, score. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, creating more of a gap. That's good. Cool. Cool. Okay. Just making sure I'm doing everything okay. Then down here, the bot is going to upgrade, try to close that gap. Nothing closes the gap because the gap's already completely closed. So that means that the bot, let me think. So all valid spaces within the mark stuff. So that means that these 1, 2, 3, 4 are the valid spaces in the mark stuff. So the tiebreaker is the terrain priority, which is going to be row B of this card. And this card says it wants a black one. Are any of these black? 1, 2, 3. I don't think any of these are black because it already got the black one. None of them are black. So the next one is desert. So it's going to go with this one. Oh, wait, but has no more dwellings to build. Oh, so what happens then? Hold on. Let's just read this card a bit more closely. Condition. Bad guy has at least one dwelling to place. Otherwise, perform upgrade. Great. Okay. That makes sense. So we're going to do upgrade. So with upgrade, any valid structure, if a trading house is available, a trading house is available. So it wants to upgrade one of these dwellings. Adjacent to any of my structures. None of them are adjacent to my structures. Any structure can upgrade. So we're back to these ones. Giving you as little power as possible. Yes. Directional selection. So directional selection is going to be the third one going in reading order, left to right, top to bottom. So these three are available. So it's going to go da da da. Wait. Do 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 1 2 do 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 3. Wink. There we go. Okay. That was the bad guy's turn. All right. Humming along. I've got no more money. And it would cost me 4 power in order to get some money. Four power in order to get some money, eh? 1. So could I do it by sacrificing? And go 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. I could only get 3 power doing that. So I don't have enough power to sacrifice it to get the money. Oh, but wait, if I did that, I would have 3 power. I cash them in. And I can cash in the people to get money as well, which might be a thing. But I don't think I could get enough money to do it because I would need $5. I would need $5 and 2 people. So I don't think it can be done. So instead what I should focus on, $5 and 2 people, hold on. So 1, 2, 3 people. So 1, 2, 3, $4. Oh no, I need $6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, so I need 2 more bucks. And what was I just thinking about doing? How was I going to get so I cash those in, I'll liquidate those people and turn them into money. I would need 2 more monies. And the way that I would get the 2 more monies is by spending a priest in order to gain power, but I would need a whole pile of power because I got to move the 4 over from the bull, so that's probably not going to happen. How was I going to do it? Oh, right, because I was going to sacrifice, and that would give me 3 people. So I could do it. I could do 1 more trading house, which would create another gap of 3 points between me and the bad guy. Would that be worth it? Or would it be more worth it to build another settlement here? Who's winning for territory? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh! So if we focus on territory, the gap in territory is 6 points. If I build 1 trading house, I'll create a gap of 3 points, between me and the bad guy. And the 6 points is more worth it, definitely. So I'm going to go for the 6 points. All right. So I feel so proud of myself when I figure out the right thing to do. So I'm going to pay, okay, I'm going to cash in one of these guys for $1. And then I'm going to pay 1 guy and $2 in order to take this and put it up here. And now the bad guy goes. And the bad guy is going to block off one of these. I don't think I care about that too much. It's going to block off the first one that's available, so the bridge is no longer available. That's done. X equals 0 points. Shazam. Back to me. Again, I'm going to cash these 2 in for... Oh, no. I've got to do this first. So I'm going to cover this up in order to terraform something. And the something I'm going to terraform is going to be this. Back to the bad guy. Here's the bad guy's card. Bad guy's going to do the faction action, which is going to be to upgrade. Excuse me. So what's available next to marked? This one, this one, this one, this one. So we go to the priority, and priority is row B. So it wants a black one. None of them are black. So the next priority is desert. So it wants to terraform this one. Right. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Okay, back to me. I'm going to spend these 2 guys as money and 1 more guy as a guy for this cost down here to build this settlement over here. We're squared up as far as territory goes. You gain 6. Oh, wait. It's more like 12 points from winning the end game scoring. Winning is all I care about. I mean, the gap is one thing, but like, as long as I can eke out a victory, I'm happy. Here's what the scores are looking like so far, by the way. So I gain 6 and the bad guy loses 6. I don't know if I can math that out of my head. How does the bad guy lose 6? Because, like, I don't know. It's 18 and 12 for number 2. So we would both get the 12, and then I would get 6 more. How is it a gap of... Or you're saying it the other way. I don't know. Confusing my simple caveman mind. Okay, anyway. The point is that this is one of the 2 final ones. So the bad guy could pass on this turn. This could be it for old simpletons. And it is not a pass. Instead, oh gee whiz, bad guy wants to upgrade. Bad guy has no trading houses left, so bad guy's going to upgrade anything else. And the anything else, I can't remember because I've only done it once else in the game. As little power as possible, so it's only going to be, again, that's this stuff. Directional selection, and the directional selection is going to be 2 backwards reading order. So the valid ones to upgrade are this one, this one. So it's going to be this one, this is going to be this one. Oh no, but it can't be. So that's not valid. None of these are valid. So this is valid, this is valid. Okay, so we're going to go backwards. Da 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 da. 1, 2. It's this one. Oh no, giving me as little power as possible. Da 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 da. It's not this one. Skip this one. So it's this one. Haha. Okay. And what else? What other terrible things are going to happen? Well, we are in rounds 5 or 6. So this one happens, and this is very bad. So you're going to take a favor tile. I think it's very bad. It hasn't happened yet. So this is how this one works. Condition. The game is in round 5 or 6. Valid favor tiles. Any available +3 cult tile. So the whoa, that camera just pooped. Oh no, that's bad news. I think it might have. I think the cable is just not charging it. You ever have that with like a phone cable where it's plugged in, but it's so touchy it doesn't use. You know what? Trust me, there are three point tiles left. They're water, earth, and air. So back to this. Available 3 point without a marker on space. Yeah, so on space 10, those are all available. So the tiebreaker, the bad guy chooses a favorite tile using the cult track icon on the support card. So it's going to choose the one that's on the tile, which is going to be the air one, and the air one's available. So the bad guy takes the air favor tile, with the 3 there, which means that the bad guy is up 3 on air. And I'll show you this board in just a second. 1, 2, 3. But I just worry in moving it, I'm going to jostle it around. So maybe, yeah, I think I can very carefully bring it over and cover up the left side of the board where, ooh, this is very nerve-wracking, where the start tiles are. Ah, that's not going to work, is it? What a bummer. Well, we'll have it here. We'll have it here anyway. Here, we'll just cover up my entire. Blah. No, it's bad. It's bad. It's all bad. No, it's bad. Nope. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm just completely out of space. Hold on. I'll have it waiting in the wings, and I can bring it out when we need to look at it. And the bad guy earns X points, where X is 0. Back to me. Back to me. So great, it's more cult track stuff. I'm gonna do this to move up 1 on any cult track I want. Here, very gingerly bringing out the cult track. Somebody take a screenshot so that when I sneeze and this all goes flying, we won't have lost all the information. So I'm hopeless down here and over here. I'm not gonna win either of those. I don't know that it matters, right? Doesn't really matter. At the end of this round, no, there's no, so it doesn't matter. I'll just move this one up. Or does it matter? Will I get second? I think it does matter. I'll get second place as long as I'm not at 0 on a cult track. I think that's how that works, right? So it behooves me to move up from 0 to 1 in that track. I think we're on the money with that. Oh, he goes from scoring 18 to scoring 12. That's what you mean. I'm sorry. Yes, Roger, I agree. I get it. Great. So that was my move. And now the last card is a pass for the bad guy. It's a pass. The bad guy has passed, ladies and gentlemen. And it doesn't matter the last bonus tile. Who cares? That's that. And the bad guy, per this tile, earns 6 points. Let's see what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whew. Trailing 1 point. Oh, trailing no points. That just caught up. All right, we are even Stevens, which means I play at the level of a simpleton. I get what you're saying, game. You don't need to spell it out any more loudly. Fine. Fine. I get. What did I pay for you? I paid for this game. Okay. Great. So we're tied up, but I have faith that this will work out for me. I don't know where that faith is coming from. Is it going to work out for me? I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just looking at this cult track. I don't know if it's going to work out for me. I got 2 priests is all I have to spend. 2 priests, and technically might as well sacrifice all my power. 1, 2, 3. 3 power. 2 priests and 3 power, so technically that would be 3 priests, because I could activate this thing down here. Right? That's already taken. So yeah, let's do that. Now I've got 3 priests. So with 3 priests, let's go to the final board. Very carefully go to the final board. Gingerly set it up on top of all the other pieces. So, Ryan, with 3 priests, can you win this game? In order to win the game, we're totally even. It's completely even now, right? Like, it would be a complete wash if it ended like this, because I'm leading, he's leading. So, and we're both, I believe, tied. Are we tied for thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're dead. It's a dead heat. It's a dead heat. I'm just going to triple check the scoring conditions while you chew your fingernails over how this is going to end. I think I can just narrowly eke out a victory. Cult scoring, same way for area scoring. Highest level. Shipping value, yeah, it's good. Yeah, I have no resources to score. Okay, so as long as I can get ahead of the bad guy on one of these tracks, I'm good, right? So if I put this priest here and go 1, 2, and if I put this priest here and go 1, 2, oh, what happens now? Is it still dead tide? And then I feed this priest into the hole at the bottom and I'm up 1. Is that like a complete, an utter tie to the game? Is that what just happened? Wait, hold on. Okay, so let's see this to its conclusion. Let's just do this. Okay. So whoever leads on the track gets 8 points. So I get 16 points, bad guy gets 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let me just make sure that my accounting agrees with what the score says. So I was at 57. Oh God, it's my worst nightmare. 57. No, yeah, 57. 67. 73. I should be a 73. Yes, that's correct. So 73. 1, 2, 3. The bad guy gets 8 points. So back to it. Bad guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 57 plus 8 is 65. Yes, score agrees with me. Okay, so that's we're gonna deal with this air track because I don't know, in a tie something weird happens in Terra Mystica, like you split. Hold on, let me just, we gotta go to the ruling. Oh boy, this is an exciting one. Nail biter ending. Okay, in case of a tie, evenly divide the victory points of the respective tiers among the tied players, round down to necessary. So this one's a tie, so we each get 4 points. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, oh wait, yeah, so we each get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, then I've done it. Have I not? I did it by tying that up because I prevented him from getting those points. Is that how it worked? Am I missing something here? And then let me just check the tie on the area scoring. Evenly divided victory points. So we both got 9 points. So 77 plus 9 is 86. And 69 plus, what did I say? 69 plus 9 is 78. And then he gets, yeah, this plays out right. She gets 8 points for being second, and I get 4 points. So so 86, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. The final score, I believe. I think I did it. I think despite all the odds that were stacked against me, the easiest bot and the simplest faction, I think despite all those overwhelming odds, I think I did it, ladies and gentlemen. I think I did it. I think I beat Terra Mystica Solo for my first ever outing. Oh my gosh, I feel so, who's got the Gatorade? Splash me, somebody splash me. Oh, not that, no, that's fine. Okay, that'll work too. Whew, there we go. I hope that was elucidating for those of you who wanted to see how this game played solo. That's how it plays solo. So pretty good. If I wasn't riding these cards, like these cards are absolutely crucial. And if you didn't have these, you'd just be flipping through the book, and that would be horrible. So these are key. Oh, thank you so much for the anonymous cheer. I really appreciate that. So these are absolutely crucial to the experience. And you saw, I mean, like, I don't know, you kind of got to watch this video and think like, am I smarter than a Knights Around a Table host? Odds are yes. So as long as you are as or more smart than me, which is not a high bar to pass, then you should be able to take this home and do well and be able to win. And now, like, I feel encouraged, right? I feel like there are other factions to explore. I might do that. Like, so it's neat that they give you options for having a different game experience next time. It's not going to be samey. So I think I mentioned off the top, in case you're just joining us, there are multiple different factions that you can choose, right? So there's this guy. Oh no, did I forget to give him 2 points when he did the faction action? Oh no. How many times did I forget to do that? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nobody saw a thing. I might have forgotten to give him a couple points on that card because I was just. But if it was anything, it was maximum 4 points, which ties us up. Anyway, I still feel good. What I was trying to say is if you want a different experience next time, the solo mode allows for that because it allows you to go through this deck and choose a different faction to play with. So these are exactly the same as the guys I just played, except they've got a different tiebreaker and they don't get quite as many points. And what is the tiebreaker? This is the terrain preference card. So they are a bit more vicious because they are terraforming your terrain. So they're taking that away from you. So that's a little bit more challenging, I think. What do the druids do? Their faction action makes them go up on the cult track, looks like. The racelings, when the bad guy passes before you this round, she gains the fixed number of VP on the current scoring tile twice instead of once. Ouchie McGouchie. You know, so they get more challenging, they get more interesting. So that's one way to vary your gameplay. And I don't know what the heck these achievements do. Oh, as soon as the gnomes do different things, you mark these and they get different amounts of points. That's kind of neat. And then the other thing, if you want to make it more spicy for yourself, and I don't know why you would because it seemed very challenging to begin with, but like I mentioned, there are different levels of ability that the automaton has. So this would increase, it would get faster shipping earlier in the game, and X equals more points. So any card that just gives the automaton points, they'd just be getting more points faster. My word, my goodness. Thank you so much, Roger. I really appreciate that. Roger, do you own this? Like, you seem to be like a Terra Mystica pro. Pardon me, I'm so... I talk so much and I eat so much air. My goodness. I need a burp mute button so I can just go... Spittle. Great. Let me just wrap it up by telling you what is coming up on Knights Around a Table. I am working on a couple of really interesting things. I think I mentioned I'm doing a how to play for Sea of Legends that's coming up with their second expansion that's going to be on Kickstarter. I don't usually do this, but I will say that I quite enjoyed the game, and I'm going to Breakout Con, which is a Toronto area convention on Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday I'm heading off with my family to join another family for what we call the Boardgy, which is just a week of just playing board games at a house that we rent that's apart from either of our houses. So it's a bit of a getaway. The kids will have a pool to play in, and one of the games that I'm bringing to the Boardgy is going to be Sea of Legends. So this is prime real estate for playing games, and I chose that game to be in the lineup. So if that says anything, definitely watch out for Sea of Legends. If you like Merchants and Marauders, and you know I do, and you don't like how flawed Merchants and Marauders is, because it definitely is that, what's neat about Sea of Legends is it streamlines and removes all the problem areas that I can find. I've only played it once, granted, but it removes the problem areas of Merchants and Marauders, that port action that's just like, I'm going to take a port action, and everyone's like, oh my god, no, it's another half hour, we're just waiting for somebody to blah blah blah. It quite cleverly streamlines that portion of the game, and it gives you all the storytelling and stuff that is done not on cards but in the app. It's really cool. Check it out. I am working on a how to play for a very exciting game that is unannounced as yet. So it's going by the code name Zombie Catan. It has nothing to do with zombies and nothing to do with Catan. That's just a code name to throw people off the scent, because the folks in the Discord channel are good at weaseling things out of me. I will not be weaseled. Where's the Discord server thing? That's it right there. If you want to join us on the Discord server, we're there every single day playing games together and chatting each other up and giving each other support and encouragement and just being friendly to each other. A bunch of those people are coming to Gen Con. If you are following this channel and you're coming to Gen Con, I'd love to meet you there. Pop into the Discord and let me know, and we're looking at ways that we can find each other at the conference and high-five each other, or maybe elbow bump or whatever we're doing now that we're wearing masks. Pandemic's still on, by the way. Don't listen to any of your politicians who claim it's still very much a thing, and it seems to be getting worse in some ways. So I'm really glad that it's going to be checking vaccines and wearing masks down at Gen Con. So Gen Con is happening a week after the Boardgy. In the middle, I'm working on Zombie Catan. I'm working on Sea of Legends, and I have an exciting sponsorship deal coming up. There's a certain sponsor who you'll see on the channel coming up very shortly, who's going to toss me a couple bucks to put a little promo for various things coming up. I don't know how much more I can say, but that's cool. So that's going to be happening. And I'm working on something that I can't tell you about, not because it's secret, but because it has a high chance of failure. And I don't want to get your hopes up and then have to come to you head in hand and say, or hat in hand and say, look, I screwed it up and it didn't work. But it's going to be really cool if I do get it going. That actually, 2 projects fall into that category. They're very, very time consuming, but I hope that you'll enjoy them when they're available. If you, big things, DJ Mafia. If you, Homunkai Sue says, my wife and I really like Sea of Legends. It's really cool, isn't it? It's really good. And I'll say more about it in future videos and streams. If you're wondering what's new on the channel, just recently I posted a backer thanks video for all of those of you who are backing me on Patreon. That's what that looks like. If you're not backing me on Patreon, your name was not called out in the video, but if you were, you are. So if you missed that, please go check that out. And even if you're not a patron and you want to see what kind of nonsense I get up to and say about you in videos, then please go check out Everybody's Been Given Their Time Travel Assignments, because as you know, I won't rehash the whole video, but your funding dollars paid for a time machine, and I'm just giving everybody their assignments about what to do with that time machine. Everyone gets one ride. And thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Did you just watch that whole thing? Oh, hey, to 100% this video, click the badge to subscribe, and then click the bell to get notifications when I've got new stuff.